Connecting. YouTube's connected.
Oh.
Twitch is connected. What is going on, guys? We are finally here for Less Than Serious, episode 66. We're going to have a shorter episode tonight, as I forget to pop myself up on the screen. There we go. Tonight, Casey is Raw. We got a couple of things. We're going to talk mainly movies tonight. We're going to talk about the Super Mario Bros. Movie, of course. The success it's been having, because that thing is going to break $1 billion easily.
Oh, yeah.
As well as give our thoughts on the movie and what we thought about it. What is going on? Tony Douglas. What is going on? Tony Douglas. One of the Dan-Dans from the 616 community. If you're not over there, you're a square, in my opinion. But,
I guess...
Yeah, you're a square, Casey. We're going to be talking about the Super Mario Bros. Movie. We're also going to be talking about the saga of DKoldies and how that's been unfolding over the past 4 months. Pretty much since the year started, and even before then, really. We're going to be talking about the Mortal Kombat movie sequel that's going to start filming soon.
Annihilation?
Well, I mean... It might be an Annihilation by the time this movie's all done and over with. Hopefully, hopefully it's not as bad.
I mean, they already had a sequel. They had Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Wow, I mean, we're talking about the reboot. We're talking about the reboot movie. So now that one has a sequel, and it's going to be filming soon. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to bring up a list of upcoming movies for 2023. We're going to see what's on the list, when these movies are coming out, and see if anything catches our eye. I did come across on IMDb, Casey, a movie called Pussy Island. But it is in post-production right now, and there is no release date for that movie, so we will not be talking about that tonight. But I originally was going to use IMDb, but they listed literally every movie under the sun that is being worked on this year and not being released this year, so... I had to go to a different website.
Well, is that like talking about cats, or is that like talking about the vagina pussy?
The second one.
Okay.
But we're not going to be talking about that tonight. That's just a little teaser of what we're going to be talking about tonight. Let's start off with the usual bullshit and a half. To start out the beginning portion of the show. So, Casey, what have you been up to this month? I know last time we got together was right before WrestleMania. It was the week before WrestleMania, and we haven't been able.
That's right.
We haven't been able to click this month yet. We were supposed to have this episode on Easter Sunday, but. With my nephew being off from school and whatnot, and, his dad letting him stay up late and do whatever the hell he wants when he doesn't have school. I couldn't do the show that night, and then last Sunday we tried to do it again, but I was out with the woman. We were doing laundry at the laundromat, and we spent almost 4 hours at that laundromat.
Oh, that doesn't shock me.
To the point where... Casey, the laundromat closes at 10 o'clock over here, and the owner let us stay to finish our laundry after hours, to the point where he had us lock up his laundromat for him.
Holy shit!
We did not leave that laundromat until after 12:30 in the morning.
Oh my god! So you guys start at 8 o'clock or something?
We didn't start until about 8:45.
Yeah, knowing, I mean, I went to the laundromat so many times when I I mean, that was the whole thing when I was in Pennsylvania for like 8 years. I had to rely on the laundromat, and you had to dedicate most of your day to the laundromat because, like, a lot of times I would take like these two big uh washer machines, and they're like very industrial, and that even that it would take about an hour for it to run that, and sometimes we'll have you have to be careful because some asshole will come around and pull that stuff out, but and then you have to let it run in the dryer for hours and hours. So I know it takes forever to do that. So that's why I'm glad I'm being here, so I can put my stuff in the washer and dryer and don't have to man it all all day long.
Right. So, and that was only the first half of the laundry we did. By the way, Casey, we had
Oh shit!
yeah. Well, because the washer, or not the washer, but the dryer here at the house was broken for like a week, so the laundry mainly from her kids was just like stacking up like fucking crazy. So I mean, it was a lot. And
Oh, I, after you finish this up, just noticed something that I don't think you noticed about what I did in the collection room.
no, actually, like I said, I haven't been watching as much YouTube lately. Like I said, my head really hasn't been in it this month. There's been a lot going on. We had that fire near my house. I've talked about it ad nauseum already since it's happened. It's even been mentioned on the 616 podcast. Shout out to Ian. So, people who listen to that podcast, all 400 and whatever of you guys that listen to it, out of 90-something thousand. Yeah, you guys know about that, and that was the scariest night of my life. A night that I don't ever want to fucking relive. Pictures and stuff, I posted them on Twitter and Facebook and stuff, and so we've had that happen. That was on April 11th, and then I just felt tired for like the rest of that fucking week because I didn't go to bed until like 12 hours after I was evacuated from my house. So I didn't go to bed until the next day. And then I only slept a few hours, and I guess from inhaling, all the bad fucking air and whatnot outside, for a little while, I woke up. When I finally did go to sleep, I woke up not feeling good at all. Like my head my head was congested. I had a really bad headache, and shit. I'm like, fuck, man, don't tell me I'm getting sick now. Don't tell me I'm getting sick now. But thankfully it went away, like the next day. So that's good. But I was just feeling tired like that whole week and just fucking felt run down and shit because I didn't sleep much after that happened. And then, doing what I do here at the house, I just, I don't get to sleep as much as I would like sometimes. And then we did the laundromat thing on Sunday. We were out and up late. Saturday I was awake. I only slept like an hour and a half on Saturday, and then I was out, literally out of the house for 16 hours. Had to help my dad with some things, and then out with the girlfriend again. So she got a new car, and ever since she got a new car, she's been just going here, there, and everywhere, and I've been with her for a lot of it. And right now she's out on a camping trip with some friends and her kids, so she hasn't been home since Tuesday afternoon. And
Holy shit!
I'd be lying to you if I said I didn't miss her, so I definitely want her to come home soon. I thought she was coming home tonight, but apparently she's supposedly coming home, I guess, Wednesday. So
Oh shit!
hoping she comes home sooner than later. I wasn't invited because obviously I don't know her friends. So it is what it is. But like I said, I would be lying to you if I said I didn't miss her and I want her to come home. So it's part of where my head has just been at with, not having her around and not used to, after being around her every day for the past almost 3 months now, not having her around certainly doesn't feel the same.
Well, we'll have some fun tonight.
So, that being said, Casey, what else you got on your mind? Anything good? You've been doing anything? Hopefully your month has been better than mine so far. And one more thing. Don't mean to cut you off after I ask you a question. I had the stomach virus on Tuesday, so that was fun.
Yeah.
I spent 16 hours in bed after helping the woman finish doing the laundry with a very upset stomach Tuesday morning. We did all the laundry, took another 3.5 hours to finish the laundry. I then spent the rest of Tuesday in bed for 16 hours, so that was fun.
Nice.
My stomach was killing me. Thankfully, though, I did not throw up. I didn't have any of the usual symptoms of a stomach bug other than the fact that my stomach was killing me, and I did not eat at all on Tuesday. And then, after that, I've just been sitting around the house with really nothing to do. I think the best thing that I've done this whole month is I went bowling yesterday, and even then, I didn't really feel like I was enjoying that much because, again, my head just wasn't in it. I was out with my dad and my brothers bowling, and I don't know, I just couldn't get into it. And I like bowling too, so the fact that I couldn't enjoy something I actually enjoy doing just tells you that I'm not feeling right in the mind, these past couple of weeks. But anyways, Casey, now that I cut you off, let me ask you again, what have you been up to this month? Hopefully you've been having it better than I have been.
Well, I would hate to be lying if I had it a lot worse, but no, I've just been busy at work, doing the normal shit, just doing my thing, and I rearranged the collection stuff around. You can see, like, behind me, I put a couple of the boxes down where you just playing the console boxes a little bit more. So, I kind of like the new look around here.
Is that a Wii U box, right? No, that's a Wii box that I see right in front of me.
Yeah, there's a Wii U box down there with the Switch. And actually, I just recently bought that Wii with that Wii box.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, that was the only system of Nintendo that I did not have on hand. I really didn't need it because I got the Wii U. But my local game store had the box and the Wii U. I mean, the Wii for sale. So I was surprised they didn't put it together. So I was like, screw it. I paid about like 20 for the box and like 60 for the system. So I was
bad. 80 bucks for a Wii though. That's pretty good, I think.
Yeah, and the one that's backward compatible to the GameCube.
All right, because they did make that revision console, right? That took that out.
Yeah, then they had the other ones, and I got something cool that I picked up this week. Let me bring up Skype so I can show it properly. But I picked up another power pad, and this one's in a box, like this one.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
And I actually got this for $15 at the game store. The reason I paid so low is because it's in bad condition.
That's that's what they used. Nintendo used for that World. What the hell was that game called? Track Meet or some shit.
Yeah, and actually the one you normally see is like it's white and it's just basic. It's just generic. And when I saw this, it was like, oh, I didn't know they had this. It was like, it looks pretty badass. So, I was happy because not only 15 to get the box had an extra power pad and, like they were selling their, power pad for like $30. So it was like, not only got it half off, I got a box for it too. So
Not
So,
bad.
yeah.
If you want to know
So,
more about the NES Power Pad, you can always check out the Angry Video Game Nerd episode on NES accessories. I'm just plugging everybody tonight, aren't I?
but yeah, I've just been doing mostly gameplays lately, arcade games, TurboGrafx games recently too.
I've seen a couple of your videos posted. I haven't seen any of your live streams on my subscription feed, though. It's kind of strange.
That's weird.
Yeah.
You're probably not fully hit the bell on me then.
That bell can blow me. How about that? Because that doesn't seem to work all too well. I actually do have the bell on for some people, and I don't notice a difference. That's why I just don't do it anymore.
I think it works more often. And I think it's stupid you had to do that. Like, oh, you can occasionally have it on or not have it on, but I like it where I go through my subscriber list, like see who released what, and then I'll have a bunch of saved to watch later. So I like it because not all the stuff all the people I watch, it would be on the list, the lineup, you know.
Right.
So, but I think we're ready to move on to the first topic, don't you think?
I think so. So I guess we'll just start with this with the Mortal Kombat movie sequel. We'll get that out of the way because that's like the smallest thing there is to talk about tonight.
Oh shit, TSS, what's up?
What is is my chat not working because I don't see comments?
That's
weird. What's up, Casey?
Yeah, I just only see a couple people, so I mean.
Yeah, it didn't. His comment didn't pop up for me right away. It's like when you saw it, I'm like, wait a minute, he's not in the fucking comments. What are you talking about?
Well, I see that to happen every once in a while. Like, when I'm doing my stream, someone says, "Oh, what's up?" and like I don't see them, so it could be something related to OBS or it could be the person who's running on YouTube doesn't see it until later. It's weird, but
God damn, I gotta resize this window.
I'm be kind of interested with watching the next Mortal Kombat movie. I mean, I don't even remember much about watching the first one.
I mean, that one was a mixed bag, so I don't really blame you for not remembering too much about that one. But I'm hoping the sequel is going to be better.
I mean, I definitely remember the first and the sequel.
Well, the originals, of course, but I'm saying the reboot one.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I remember those clearly, but the first, the reboot, I don't remember much.
Yeah, because the reboot is a mixed bag, certainly. Still a better video game movie than most video game movies.
I agree with that.
At the same time, it just it certainly didn't live up to what we kind of hoped. In some ways it did, but in a lot of ways it didn't.
When we move on to Super Mario movie, I want to bring up a good question about your opinion. I have an idea where they should have went, but I just want to throw that out to you before we get heavily into this.
Right. All right, so here, this is from comicbook.com. Mortal Kombat 2 movie producer confirms when filming will begin. This was as of April 17th. One of the producers behind the upcoming sequel to 2021's Mortal Kombat movie has now confirmed when the follow-up installment will begin filming. Last summer, New Line Cinema and Warner Bros. Pictures verified that Mortal Kombat 2 was in the works and would once again be helmed by director Simon McQuoid. McQuoid. And while details are still extremely sparse, when it comes to the film's launch date, which is most likely going to be next year sometime, we now at least know how long production should last. In a recent statement on social media, producer Todd Garner confirmed a recent report that stated Mortal Kombat 2 would start filming 2 months from now in June of 2023. So if it's 2 months from the time of this article, you're looking at mid-June sometime.
Yeah.
Filming is said to last until September 2023 and will once again take place in Australia, which is where the previous movie was shot.
I wouldn't.
Go on.
I was gonna say I wouldn't doubt if we see this, and it won't. Bet money we probably won't see this release until probably 2025.
I actually mentioned that to my brother. Like, we're gonna see it either late next year or 2020, or like early, like I would say within the first few months of 2025.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because usually, you know, post-production takes a while, and God forbid they need to reshoot something. So just because the movie's only going to film, you know, is going to wrap up filming in September, doesn't mean it's going to be ready anytime soon.
Oh no, you got to edit, post editing, and everything. That's why I said maybe it'll be 2025, early, probably late next year.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's going to take at least a year for editing and post-production. Like I said, God forbid they might have to reshoot something and then go back and edit, or something happens, they have to recast the character completely and reshoot all of that. Because that's already happened in movies in the past quite a few times. That's actually happened in the very first Mortal Kombat movie, by the way. The actress who played Sonya Blade broke her wrist filming the movie, and she had to be recasted, and what they filmed had to be redone.
Oh, wow.
Anyways, outside of these broad bits of information, Garner didn't say anything else about the movie, which means that fans are still guessing about what the sequel's plot could center around. Perhaps the most interesting thing to follow up with Mortal Kombat 2 will be the manner in which it is released. As a result of the pandemic back in 2021, Mortal Kombat launched directly to HBO Max, which led to the film garnering a large number of views out of the gate. This early access for Mortal Kombat seemingly played a big part in what led Warner Bros. Pictures greenlighting the sequel. In all likelihood, though, Mortal Kombat 2 won't end up releasing in the same manner, which means it will need to perform much better at the box office to ensure the future films in the series continue to come about. Here's a tweet. Todd Garner said, "Was wondering why I had an apartment in Australia."
I'm going to ask you, do you remember if the first one was mainly about the first game, or was it like mixed?
No, it was a fucking mess. I think it was actually pre-tournament, actually, from what I remember. Because they didn't have any tournament aspect. And Liu Kang did not face Shang Tsung in the movie. Shang Tsung did not even fight in the movie, so I believe it was pre-story. So I think what we're gonna get is gonna be based on
the first one.
I think this movie is gonna be based on the first game, and maybe delve into, you know, getting into Shao Kahn possibly. But I don't think we're gonna see Shao Kahn fighting. I don't even think we're gonna. If we see Shao Kahn at all in the next movie, I don't think it'll be to the end. Which will set up, obviously, the next movie.
See, this is how I feel like. The one thing I was okay with the original one because the first one they kind of mixed 1 and 2 because they had some of the characters from 2 in the first movie. And I was kind of hoping they stuck with the game. Like, so this is some type of question I want to ask you for the Super Mario Bros. But I feel like they should just focus on how the video game story, or just make one up to what the roster you have for the Mortal Kombat game. Or even just take what kind of lore you have for that game, and then you move on with Mortal Kombat 3 and 4 and so on and so forth.
Well, remember, you gotta remember, they had Melina in the first movie without Katana. And how do you have Melina without Katana when Katana was cloned? And that's how Melina became, to be. So, like, how do you have that? That didn't make sense. And that didn't sit well with people. So, I don't know how they're going to introduce Katana when Melina was already killed off. And Melina, technically, she didn't come about until Mortal Kombat 2. So, and then, other than that, and, you had Reptile and Kano, and obviously then you have Cole, which I fucking still don't like him, and I'm probably still not going to like him in the next movie, because they're making him out to be the main character when it should be Liu Kang. They already killed off Kung Lao, which again, he didn't come about until Mortal Kombat 2, but the fact that he was in this movie pre-tournament is okay. But yeah, there were aspects of the movie that didn't sit well with me. Again, and then Jax again didn't come about until Mortal Kombat 2, but he was in the first movie and he's already got his freaking mechanical arms already, which didn't happen until Mortal Kombat 3.
Yeah, that's right.
So, I mean, obviously movies, they take liberties, a lot of liberties, and the one major aspect of the movie I didn't care for was how the characters got their powers through that thing they called the Arcana, and them having the dragon symbol as of like a tattoo type thing on their bodies, which that whole aspect of the movie did not make any sense. They did not. Why that was even written into the script is beyond me.
That's just something I wish they would do. It's like, it's kind of like how Street Fighter the movie is about Street Fighter 2. I mean, but yeah, they can't call it Street Fighter 2 when there was never Street Fighter 1 movie.
And there was never a Street Fighter 2 movie after that because the movie bombed.
Yeah.
And then don't forget, nobody even remembers really Street Fighter 1 because one, that game sucked. Number 2,
no one remembers it. I've never seen it in arcades.
It was only in arcades. I don't think it didn't even get a game release until TurboGrafx 16, and then they changed the name of the game from Street Fighter to Fighting Street.
Yeah, I got the PC Engine version of that.
So yeah, that obviously, like, Street Fighter 2 is the most popular game out of the entire series. So if they're gonna make a movie on it, you're going to go with that one. That just made perfect sense. But
you see what I'm talking about? I kind of wish they would stick with the lore of the games.
That's for later. Here we go.
But you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to see them mix some stuff all together. Kind of like how they did with the Mario movie.
I mean, a lot of video game movies do that because it's like you got so much you can use at your disposal, and like they try to cram in as like too much, in my opinion, at one time, and then they take liberties and they rewrite the story in their own way. Like, you didn't have to do that.
TSS is like, I mean, if we're being honest, Street Fighter 1 is a poo-poo, just a horrible game.
Yeah.
But
And he also says with the Warner Bros. Merger, the next movie is going to have to succeed, otherwise it's done. And I agree. This could be another situation where the third movie ends up in development hell and just never happens. Just like the original Mortal Kombat Devastation that we should have got in 2000, which we never got.
I was gonna ask, did we even have a third movie for that, or did it stop at Annihilation?
Yeah, we were supposed to get Devastation, which was supposed to follow up, which was supposed to be the story of Mortal Kombat 4, but it never happened.
It just bothers me when they don't follow canon with some stuff.
I mean, honestly, the original Mortal Kombat movies so far have been a lot closer to the games than this one was.
I agree. I mean,
I'm hoping they kind of get better on track with this, with this one, and they don't take as many liberties with the story because they've already kind of fucked it up enough as it is, adding a new character that has not even been made into a DLC character for the fucking game, for God's sakes. I mean, if you're gonna have a freaking character made for your movie, you could at least made him a DLC character for your fucking game, and they didn't do that yet. Maybe they work him into Mortal Kombat 12 somehow, but I fucking hope not, because I don't like Cole anyway. Fuck him.
Nah. Well, I'm hoping they don't. God, imagine some of the DLC characters, like you said. Like, imagine they bring back, like, Terminator. Who else they got in there? I know they got Freddy, and they got Jason in there?
Freddy, well, the DLC characters had Freddy, they had Jason, they had Leatherface.
You got Arnold.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, RoboCop.
It's getting stupid.
Xenomorph and the Predator.
Yeah, Predator. It's getting stupid because I'm like, okay, these are from different franchise. I'm like, yes, it's good to see them, but don't make it canon with them. Like, yeah, well, is it considered canon when they're DLC? I guess not.
I mean, they're considered crossovers at the very least.
Yeah. I guess.
And we also, we forgot about Rambo, Sylvester Stallone, and he actually did the character for Rambo.
Did he do it in there as Rambo?
Yeah, he did. Mm-hmm.
Wow. See, some of the newer Mortal Kombats I don't know much. Especially when you pay, I think, $20 to have like so many, or is it $5 for 20 easy fatalities? We got text in the chat, but I don't like how you buy easy fatalities and it's for so little.
What's going on, Tex?
If you're gonna buy easy fatalities, it should have been infinite, and should be like $10, but it's infinite times.
Well,
not like
that's how they get you with the microtransactions, because it was $1 for one, and I think might have been $3 for 5. But either way, that's neither here nor there. But that's how they got you. Just like those chrono crystals that you use to buy the skin packs and the bundle accessory bundles in the game. You can earn some of them in game, but mostly you had to buy them. But anyways, getting back into this, it says at the time of this writing, Mortal Kombat 2 still doesn't have a release date, obviously. Given that the filming will have wrapped up in early portion of the fall, it seems MK2 will be on track to hit theaters in the first half of 2024, which I don't buy at all.
No, definitely not.
Whenever Warner Bros. Ends up sharing more specifics and the film launch plans, be sure to let you know, blah, blah, blah. So, there you go. I do know Ludi Lin is reprising his role as Liu Kang, and what the fuck was his name? Joe Taslim, I believe his name, or the guy that did Sub-Zero. He's going to be playing, I believe Noob Saibot is going to be in this movie, so he'll most likely be Noob Saibot. We don't know who they're going to
So
get to be the new Sub-Zero.
Oh god, Noob Saibot. Isn't that like one of the Mortal Kombat 3 characters?
Yes. Well, technically he was in Mortal Kombat 2 as a secret fighter.
Was he?
You only face him. You didn't get to play as him.
Oh.
Then the actor for Jax and Sonya Blade and Raiden, they're gonna reprise their roles. The only original actor from the first movie that does not know if they're gonna be in it was the guy that played Scorpion, and that's kind of sad because he was really good. Aside from his version of the "Get Over Here" line, which was really bad,
Yeah.
he was a pretty good Scorpion overall.
Yeah, I prefer the one from the original one than that one. But
So that's Mortal Kombat 2 movie. Again, I hope the movie does better than the first one did. That's for damn sure.
I think it was better than Annihilation, but Annihilation wasn't not a movie. It wasn't released in theaters. I think it went straight to DVD.
No, it was in theaters. I saw it in theaters. Mm-hmm.
Was?
Yeah.
I don't remember it.
And text goes, the latest MK sucked. Go back and watch the first one from the 90s. It's better. I agree. The original one, and this just isn't nostalgia talking. The 95 movie is definitely better. And like I already said, it certainly followed the aspect of the games a hell of a lot better than this one did. That's why I'm hoping the sequel is a lot better. Whereas the original two movies, the first one was better than its sequel, I'm hoping the sequel is better than its original this time around.
Oh, we gotta let Tex know because we're officially taking over. The Harsh Truths territory as we're doing movies now.
Yeah, I made that joke earlier with Casey. I said we are invading Frank's territory tonight by talking about movies. Aside from one topic that's not movie related, out of 4.
See, I told you we're trying to take over Frank right now. So, I mean, we're welcome to take you guys on if you want to. I mean, we'll think about it. We'll talk.
I have all 3 of the Mortal Kombat anime movies, and I do think they're all pretty good. I believe there's a 4th one coming, I think. I'm not sure. Second Mortal Kombat is only worth watching for the memes, says TSS. That movie was an abomination, but you know what? It was an abomination that was somehow somewhat fun to watch.
Oh, before you move on, I did watch on Netflix the new Power Ranger.
I did not see that yet. I believe it came out on Wednesday. It was a special. I know it's 55 minutes long. I do want to watch it. I'll probably watch it tomorrow, actually. Actually, I was probably going to watch it with my brother. I don't even think he watched it yet. So I'll probably just watch it with him, actually, maybe tomorrow night.
Well, I watched it. It's pretty good, but I'm a little disappointed how short the film is.
I wish it was longer. Based on the runtime, I saw 54 minutes. I'm like, wow, that's kind of short. I know they brought back as many of the original actors as they could. Mm-hmm. And I can tell you right now, Amy Jo Johnson being like, 50 years old or something like that, she still looks really good.
Well, guess what? She's not in the film.
I saw her promoting it, and I saw a picture of her next to the Pink Ranger next to the Pink Ranger costume, I guess, or a picture of it. But she posted a picture of herself next to it. I'm like, wow, she still looks pretty good for her age.
Oh yeah,
I saw her tweet on Twitter about it. But yeah, I just haven't gotten around to watching it yet.
I kind of hoped there was like a series.
Wait a minute. We gotta address this. Text goes, trying is the key word there, Mr. Shits His Pants. I mean, Casey, what's the story behind that? When did that happen? You shit yourself on your show or something?
Moving on. I think the Power Rangers film they just did, I think they need to make it as a series on Netflix instead of just this.
Yeah, I mean, I know why. I mean, they did it as the 30-year anniversary of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which is why they did it. Obviously, every year they have a new Power Rangers series, so to me it makes sense as to why they did it this way. They always have every Power Rangers series, I think, as of the last 15 years now, has had a legacy episode or a legacy arc where Rangers from different seasons and series cross over to the current one, and they've done it a lot. So
I say a lot, and they're pretty good.
It's not going to be the last time we see it. I can promise you that.
Oh hell no! But
I'm just wondering if we're ever going to get another movie, because that's another bastardized movie that happened. The Power Rangers, what was it, 2019 movie? That movie was another one that got liberties taken out of the hell out of it. They bastardized fucking Alpha 5. They teased the Green Ranger, and now, of course, we can't have the original Green Ranger if that next Power Rangers movie ever happens, because he fucking killed himself last year. Fucking asshole.
Well, granted, these are the younger versions of them. They're not playing as older selves anymore.
Like, they had to learn how to be Power Rangers, whereas obviously in the show they were just given the power.
Yeah.
They had to learn how to be Power Rangers. The movie was all right for what it was, but I think it could have been better. And like I said, then they teased Tommy Oliver and the Green Ranger, which means then we would have seen the Dragon Zord in the next movie. And it was speculated that JDF was going to do the movie, and now he killed himself, so now we can't.
Well, even before he killed himself, he shouldn't. I mean, make a cameo, okay? Kind of like a couple of them did a cameo, but there's supposed to be a bunch of kids. JDF is in his 50s.
Well, I think what was meant by he was gonna be in the movie was he was gonna do the choreographed stuff in the suit, where when you don't actually see his face.
See, TSS says the runtime is at least 2 episodes of the original show. Like, yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was 2 episodes back to back, and that was it.
Like I said, Tex, Power Rangers has a new series every year. Mighty Morphin is still technically ongoing in the comics because that's the most successful series. Out of all of them, obviously, which is why they revisited that with this, 55-minute special. They still, they still have stories running in the comic books to this day. I actually have one of them that was released for a free comic book day like 2 years ago. I have one of them, and a couple of the games. I actually have the Power Rangers game that came out at the same time the movie did, and then Battle for the Grid I have downloaded on my Xbox One, which was based on Mighty Morphin again. Actually, that one had other Power Rangers in it, but it was mainly Mighty Morphin centered. Yeah, it was like I said, it's just another series that unfortunately got bastardized.
Well, yeah, when you find something and you run it into the ground, you milk the shit out of it. It's just, I mean,
I do agree though. Things that come out yearly eventually do need to take a fucking seat for a little bit to give it time to breathe
and think about
and come up with like something like really good. I've always said that about Call of Duty, and they're finally getting it. They're actually not releasing a new game next year. So I think this year is going to be the last yearly release for Call of Duty. Yeah, like next year, I think they're not releasing a game, and they're gonna take a year off to let it breathe and get back to. I wouldn't say get back to basics, but kind of like reinvent the game series.
TSS says the only Power Rangers game he ever played was the one on N64. That's horrible. That was like you should play the ones that are on the Super Nintendo or the Sega Genesis. I mean, there's so many of them though.
Yeah, even the ones on the Game Boy were good. For the most part.
I never played those, but the early ones were better. Like shit, the Sega CD one was just episode 1.
It was just an episode of the show, or like 2 episodes of the show, and it just had push button like quick commands, and it literally didn't even matter. You could just sat there and just watched it and not even done anything, and nothing was changed.
Oh yeah, and I think there was one point you could just sit and. I think one of the options you can just sit and watch the episode instead of playing it. So it was like, it was just a cheap way to get money at that time. But
yeah, that makes sense, Tex. He goes, the biggest problem was their best and most memorable team was the first one, and after that, like, nobody cares. I mean, to an extent, I didn't, obviously the actress, they all got, replaced because, they either wanted, they couldn't come to contractual agreements, or they wanted to move on to something else. Like, the original Blue Ranger got bullied a lot on set for being gay. So he eventually left.
He stayed there for a long time, though.
The Amy Jo, she moved on and wanted to do something else, so she got replaced. Tommy was originally written off the show, but then like fans begged them to rewrite him into the show, which is why the White Ranger was a thing. Rocky, which is no, not Rocky. Jason. Austin St. John. He's a dickhead in real life, from what I've heard. So I could imagine he just wanted too much money, and they said "fuck you" to him. I'm sure. And there was also like they wanted to recast some characters because, like, some people brought up like I wouldn't say like intentional racism. I was think it was like more unintentional. How they had the Asian girl in the yellow suit and the black guy in the black suit. So,
yeah, I mean that is weird. I mean, I love how.
Rest in peace to the original Trini, though. She died, I believe, in a fatal car accident a long time ago. So.
Oh yeah, long time ago. God, it's probably 20+ years ago when she passed.
And then they cast Johnny Young Bosch as the second Black Ranger. And Johnny Young Bosch is known today for being a very good anime and video games voice actor. He actually replaced he actually replaced Vic Mignogna as Broly in the Dragon Ball series now, after Vic ended up in that sexual harassment scandal and Funimation fired his ass. So so Johnny Young Bosch, he's done a lot of memorable roles over the years. And then you had JDF. He did multiple Power Ranger series, actually. Like he was in all of the original Power Rangers shows, because the first 3 series. The first 3 series, which was Mighty Morphin and then Zeo and Turbo, he was in all 3 of those, and he was the Red Ranger for Zeo and Turbo. And then he came back in, I think it was called Dino Fury, I believe.
Yeah, I think
it was either Dino Thunder. It was Dino Thunder, I believe, or whatever.
Yeah.
He was the Black Ranger in that one, and the leader again in that show. And then, of course, he came back for Legacy episodes, and so did some of the other actors. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it takes some getting used to every time you watch a new Power Rangers series.
I think the legacy stuffs are pretty cool though. I mean, I love how when they just pose, just randomly behind them, they'll have pyros going off. Like, I mean, who figured where they show up and just fireworks going behind them?
Well, that's how they do it out here, because technically the Power Rangers show is a mishmash of a original teen sitcom and the Super Sentai Japanese shows.
Are they still doing Super Sentai? And
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's how our Power Rangers is continuing. Because if they didn't continue, we wouldn't have the footage to keep ripping from them and mishmashing the episodes together.
So they're still doing it. So they rely on them.
Oh
still.
yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, definitely. We're not. I don't think we're caught up with Japan, but we're still using. Yeah, they're still using Japan's kaiju battles, as they're called, and rubber suit monster fights for the main aspects of the show, and the rest of the episodes are just written around the fight scenes, and it's just mashed together.
So, text says the Red Ranger should have been an Indian feather or dot.
Well, funny you should mention that, Tex. There was an Indian Red Ranger in one of the later series.
Which one, feather or dot?
Probably more of like feather.
Okay.
But yeah, he was the leader of that group. I would know. I actually watched every Power Ranger series. I didn't finish the last one though, because that one was a Netflix exclusive and they released the episodes to it sporadically. So I am familiar with every series. I don't remember too much about all of them, but I am familiar with all of them in some aspect.
The last time I ever watched, well, when I was younger, was the Zeo Rangers, and after that, I was done. I think when they moved on to Turbo, I was done with them.
So let's get into this Mario movie here, Casey. I want to talk about its successes first, and then we could talk about our thoughts with the movie. Not so much like a review, but give our thoughts on the movie, what we liked about it. What could have been different and whatnot.
I know what could be different, but let's go ahead and that's one of the questions I want to bring up to you.
So we're gonna skip down here to the reception for the movie. As of April 2023, which is today, the Super Mario Bros. Movie has grossed $434.3 million in the United States and Canada, and another $442.1 million around the world, for a grand total of $876.4 million so far, which is the highest grossing film of 2023, and became the highest grossing film based on a video game after just 1 week of release. In the United States, Canada, the movie was released alongside Air, and was initially projected to gross around $125 million from the 4,025 theaters in its 5-day opening weekend. It was also expected to gross $100 million internationally. After making $31.7 million on its first day and $26.5 million on the second 5-day, the 5-day estimates were raised to $141 million. Projection was readjusted yet again to $191 million after the film made $55 million on Friday. The film went on to debut to $146.4 million during the traditional 3-day weekend, and $204.6 million over the 5-day time frame, surpassing $72.1 million opening for Sonic the Hedgehog 2 to become the top opening weekend for a video game adaptation, as well as surpassing its 190.8 million lifetime gross to become the top grossing video game movie ever. It was the third highest Easter opening weekend film behind Furious 7 and Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. The film not only surpassed Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen for the biggest 5-day Wednesday opening of any film, but also surpassed Minions for Illumination's largest opening weekend ever. Additionally, the film surpassed Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania for 2023's biggest opening weekend. Overall, the Super Mario Bros. Movie generated the highest domestic opening weekend for any animated film. Third highest domestic opening weekend for animated film, after Lion King and Incredibles 2.
Wow.
It overperformed in other territories, making $173 million for a global opening weekend of $377.2 million, surpassing Frozen 2's record. Furthermore, it surpassed Warcraft to have the highest worldwide opening weekend of any video game adaptation. In its second weekend, the film made $92 million, the best
sophomore.
I'm sorry. This should have said the best sophomore weekend ever for an animated movie, surpassing Frozen 2. Outside of the United States and Canada, the film grossed $172.8 million in its first weekend. It had the largest opening ever for an animated film in 10 markets, and the biggest video game adaptation opening ever in 44 markets. In the second weekend, Super Mario Bros. Movie grossed $102.5 million from 71 markets for a drop of 22%. And as of April 16th, 2023, the highest grossing territories was Mexico. Kind of surprised there. 53.9 million. United Kingdom at 44.4 million. Germany at 30 million. France at 21.7 million. And Australia at 19.9 million.
Well, obviously, it's already huge success. I mean, obviously, they're going to do a sequel. I mean, it should easily greenlit a sequel.
So
I think.
Go ahead, Casey.
I was going to say it should easily greenlit one, and I don't see why not.
I'll put it this way: if Illumination Studios made multiple Despicable Me movies and multiple Minions movies, which have grossed a hell of a lot less, they would be retarded to not make a Mario Bros. Fucking sequel. Even if the story of the movie wasn't all that great, which we're going to get into, they would be retarded to not see the cash cow in this.
See, and the thing is, I mean, I don't know if you want to go into spoiler, because how long has it been out? Like 3 weeks now?
3 weekends. The movie technically was supposed to come out on the 7th. It actually came out on the 5th. It is now the 23rd, so it's been out for almost 3 weeks.
So, to me, I wish this is going back to the Mortal Kombat thing I brought up, where I wish they would stay in canon.
What's going on? It's Steve Callan. Go on.
But they mix so many things, references from a bunch of games. Like, I wish they waited to do some of these references. Like, I can understand if let's reference NES games, like how they did Punch Out for the Punch Out Pizzeria. Donkey Kong Cabinet they had labeled Jumpman because Jumpman was his name in Donkey Kong.
Right.
And I like those type of reference, but when they went and they did other stuff, pulling from other sequels into that this movie, I didn't. That's the one thing I did not like. So, but I really enjoyed this movie. You said you didn't like the story.
I mean, it's not like I didn't like the story, but it could have been better. I think the movie should have been a little longer.
I think it was long enough.
No, it needed to be a little longer.
Like how much longer?
I would say at least a half an hour. At the very minimal. It should have been at least a 2-hour movie.
How long was it? An hour and a half?
It was a little less than an hour and a half because you got to take into consideration the credits. The credits at the end was probably a good 5 minutes because then you had that mid-credits scene and then the end credits scene. So the movie clocked in at a little under 90 minutes. I think it should have been at least 2 hours.
Well, yeah, I agree. Then I thought it was 2 hours. Yeah, an hour and a half. That's bullshit. But
it barely qualified to be considered an official movie. Yeah, like a movie has to be, I think, at least 80 minutes to be considered a movie. This one clocked in at 92 minutes, and again, that's with the credits. So.
Oh wow.
It wasn't much more than I mean, I understand. I think Nintendo wanted them to play it safe with this one, so don't make it long. Don't make it long necessarily this time. Let's see how it performs, and then go from there. Especially with the disaster that was the 1993 Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Oh yeah, but there's so much, liberties they taken for that. Like, I'm like, it was nowhere near by the game.
No, this one at least knew what it was. And Illumination, because I'm going to tell you right now, 30 years after that last one came out, if this movie wasn't what it was...
Oh, it'd been dead.
Oh, yeah. The people would have... Oh, yeah, there would have been so much backlash. So much backlash. If they would have taken a lot of liberties. I mean, they already did take liberties on the story already, but, I mean... Like I said, no video game adaptation is going to be exactly fucking by the book to the story of the games. I mean, this technically was, but again, there's liberties. Like, we visited DK Island or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We had the Smash Bros. Reference and the fight between Mario and DK, which obviously was a Super Smash Bros. Moment.
Yeah.
Which I thought was actually really cool, though.
Yeah, I agree.
And then you had the Super Mario Bros. The Super Mario 3D World reference where Mario got the cat suit.
Yeah.
And which I thought was really cool. They actually made the cat suit Mario model look really nice in that scene. Although we actually got robbed, Casey. See, one thing I did not like was the fact that there was so much original music made for this movie that was used and that some of it didn't get used. And then here and there we got splashes of licensed music. Like we had Take On Me in the movie.
Yeah, but...
And then we had a few other songs. I'm like, why?
Well, I mean, it was okay with me because I loved those type of songs. Like you said, Take On Me. I love that. Especially the cover or the redone on Deadpool 2 at the very end with that slow version of Take On Me. I really love that version. So, yeah, they probably should have done more their version of music, but I was okay with that.
I'm trying to find the... I want to find the original soundtrack because I want to play I want to play to you guys, if I could find a piece that got cut. Um,
Are you sure you want to take a chance of music?
I'm not going to play a whole lot of it, and because it was cut, I don't think it's going to matter because it wasn't used. The DK rap was cool though. I don't know if you caught that. Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong was shown off with the. Okay, here we go. I can open it in Spotify. They do have it on here. Let's see. Jumpstart Groove.
Well, I was gonna bring up while you're doing that. They have so many references. Like, honestly, right there, you could see they referencing Mario Kart, and
that was really cool, though.
I mean, I'm okay with it. I still would have been happier if it was more canon. Like, the only thing that you saw so many things that are from all the games, but the one they kind of like mentioned last was Mario 2. They only had Shy Guys, and that was it. The rest of them are like from Mario 1, 3, and so on and so forth, in there. So I'm wondering if that's what they're planning to do. Is honestly they're gonna bring back Bowser, but I was kind of hoping with the sequel they go Super Mario 2 route with you have all the villains or baddies from the Mario 2, the American version, and have Wart and have all the mini bosses. I mean, that's what I'm hoping for, but I mean, like I said before, I would have been more happier if it was canon, but it was pretty freaking good. I think I gave it a 7.5 out of 10 for the movie.
I mean, I liked it. I definitely liked it. Alright, so now that I know the name of the song, let me see if I can find it on here. It's supposed to be on the soundtrack. It was supposed to be in the soundtrack, but it wasn't used in the movie. Yep, here it is. Alright, so I'm gonna play a snippet of this. This is the song. It's called "Driving Me Bananas." This was supposed to be this was originally in the movie, but it was replaced by Aha's "Take on Me." This was when Mario and Peach set off to the DK's kingdom. This was the track we were supposed to get when they were visiting the area. I'm going to play a snippet of it. Not very long, but I'll play a snippet of it. It's actually not that long.
Alright.
So I played the first half of it. The track is only a minute long. I played the first half of it.
Now Illumination Nintendo owns this channel. It was nice running on this channel, so if you guys want to see us again, you come to my channel now.
This asshole. But that's the track that was cut. That was what we originally were going to get when they were going to DK's island to meet him. It's got a bit of that Donkey Kong Country feel to it, which is why people were upset that it got cut, because fans were preferring to want to hear that over Take on Me, which I don't know if Take on Me necessarily really fits in that spot. I don't think any licensed music, in my opinion, now that I think about it, feels right in that movie when you're hearing a bunch of Mario-based music, like the World 1-1 theme and Mushroom Kingdom various music from other Mario games and Nintendo games, and then you hear licensed music mixed in between. And then you had the original stuff like Peaches, which has been memes to fucking high hell ever since the movie came out. Yeah, that's just my opinion.
I think it was okay with the license. I didn't have problem with any of the licensed music. I was okay with it. But do you?
Text goes. You mean the harsh truth? The harsh truth, right, Casey? The harsh truth, light, Casey. That's what he's saying.
Yeah. Supposedly they're trying to take over my channel. But I won't surrender my channel over to Frank.
But I like the movie, like the beginning aspects of the movie with the whole thing about them being plumbers, which was nice. I thought the commercial thing was kind of humorous. And then you see them doing a plumbing job, which of course they failed at.
Well, I mean, they really didn't fail. It was wrecked because of that damn dog. Because they technically fixed that job, but that dog wrecked the whole thing up.
But that dog was technically a Poochie reference to the Yoshi's Island games.
Well, that's not even the same Poochie, though.
No, but I mean, it was like the only dog in the movie, so I feel like that was the reference to Poochie.
Nah, I just think that's just some random dog. If it was closer to Poochie, I would say yes, but no. But TSS it says it can't wait for the Zelda movie when they play Slayer. I wouldn't doubt they will do a Zelda movie because
I heard there's one in production actually. So by I think the same people that did the Mario movie.
Well, hopefully they don't mix it up like they did. Hopefully it's like I said, it's more canon. Like they start with the first one.
Well, see, the thing with Zelda is each game is its own story.
Yeah.
While it's basically all generalized like Mario is, every Zelda game still has its own story. So you can't necessarily take up different Zelda stories and mash them into one movie because I don't think it'll make much sense. Whereas the Mario games all the time is Bowser kidnaps Peach, Mario saves Peach.
Not all the time. I mean, Mario 2.
That was a dream, and that was a fake game.
And okay, then 3D World, they didn't do that.
Right, and that's like the only time it differentiated. But every other game was Mario saves Peach from Bowser.
Well, she just doesn't know how to stay away from it. And if you believe some lore, well, I mean, they took a reference from Odyssey when, honestly, Bowser is trying to marry Peach.
Right, yes. And the final, the ending of the movie took place in like a fantasy version of New York, which kind of gave me the New Donk City vibes from Odyssey as well.
Well, you also got Mayor Pauline in there too. So that was another reference to Odyssey.
Right.
But well, I'm pretty sure you know this, but there's a rumor the reason why you have Bowser Jr., right? Because the Koopalings are not actually Bowser's kids. The only Bowser's kid is Bowser Jr. And rumor has it that that's when Bowser and Peach got together, and bam, there was Bowser Jr.
Yeah, if you want to believe that.
Oh,
Although,
you heard about that though?
of course I have.
So apparently she's into bestiality.
Just like the rumor that Mario, Bowser, and Peach do this as a work. Um, but yeah, so with the movie, there's a lot that I liked about it. The beginning of the movie I thought was pretty humorous. I thought it was interesting that Mario had to learn how the Mushroom Kingdom worked because they actually made him out to not be from the Mushroom Kingdom. Um, like he didn't know what a warp pipe was or how it worked. He didn't understand how he even got to where he was.
He got all beat up.
He didn't like mushrooms, which is blasphemy in Mario lore.
Well, I mean, apparently they eat them instead of absorbing them somehow. But I mean, when you touch the fire flower, uh, oh, you get firepower automatically. But to grow big, you have to eat the mushroom.
Yeah, but you know what? That I feel like that's a good Popeye reference actually. If you think about it, like how Popeye eats the spinach and then he gets stronger and he gets bigger.
Yeah, I mean,
Because technically, the Donkey Kong games, the original Donkey Kong game, drew inspiration from Popeye.
yeah, it was that, and I know Nintendo wanted the Popeye license, but
Which they eventually got
yeah, they
with the
eventually
NES.
got, but I'm there's rumors that's what the Donkey Kong game was supposed to be. Was supposed to be Popeye, but
Right.
that's only a rumor. We don't know how accurate that really is.
So, Mario did not like mushrooms. He was force-fed mushrooms, and I like how Peach was like, "Okay, if you complete this obstacle course, then you can come along with me." And Mario, obviously not knowing how to be a superhero yet, or Super Mario, he failed numerous times. Um, Very humorously, though. I thought that was pretty funny, in a sense. Peach showed off her athletics, which was nice that they didn't just make her the damsel in distress this time. They actually made her more of a warrior kind of character, kind of like how she was in 3D World.
Oh my God, this is blasphemy. That's another reason why this is not pisses me off. This is definitely not canon because she should have been captured by Bowser. Well, I guess she was though.
She wasn't in 3D World though. She was someone who fought against Bowser in that game. So again, another reference to that maybe, or maybe even Super Mario Bros. 2 again, a fake game that was a dream. Technically, that game retconned itself at the very end, but yeah. So I like the fact that they actually gave Peach something to do other than being the "oh woe was me, save me Mario" kind of character. Luigi was actually the one that needed to be saved, ironically enough. Although he had his moments in the movie.
I feel like we had a Luigi Mansion reference when he popped out of that pipe. He was like Mario.
That, and he was all scared and shit, and he had a flashlight.
Yeah.
He ran into the dry bones, and they all like freaking dogpiled on his ass. They were all chasing him and whatnot. But I did like the Mario Kart thing as much as I know you said you didn't really care for it as much. Like you.
No, I just don't like. I like references, but I also wish some of the stuff like they brought in from 2, 3, Land, whatever, so on and so forth. I was okay with Mario Kart and Smash Brothers, but like, what are they gonna do with the second one?
Well, they have more references. Yoshi is going to be in it, obviously. If you've seen the end credits scene, Yoshi hatched out of an egg. So, he's going to be in it. I'm interested to see how he actually looks because, again, in that abomination from 30 years ago. He did not look like his cute cartoon self. He looked more like something out of Jurassic Park, only a miniaturized version of it.
Well, I mean, then it looks like they're obviously going to go the Super Mario world.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. It's going to be on Dinosaur Land.
So they're skipping 2 and 3 and going.
Well, two was fake, and 3 was a play. So it just makes sense to go straight to World.
No, I think you still could do 2 and 3. And obviously you do the Doki Doki version, Doki Doki Panic version of
Yes.
Of Mario 2, the American version that we got.
The fake Mario 2.
Well, I mean, Mario 2, that's the Japanese version, is just pretty much a hack.
Nintendo gave us an official ROM hack of their own game and made it harder. And then they thought we were too stupid to know how to play it, so we didn't even get it until years later.
Well, granted, you ever beat that game?
No.
Like,
I've also really never tried. I mean, I've played it, but I've never actually tried to go get through it.
I tried as far. I don't know how far I got, but I think I did decent. But it is super hard.
Next episode of Lesson Serious, ladies and gentlemen, we put Casey through the task of beating Super Mario Bros. 2, the real one.
No. I know for sure that's not happening. I mean, I could barely do it the first one, much less do the second one.
Yeah, you were barely able to beat the first one with cheating.
Hold on, it's not... Hold on, are you talking about when I was using save states on the Switch? Because they give you that on the Switch. So it's not my fault that's there.
Sure.
And two, if you're talking about the one we done on Derailed, they put warp pipes in there, and I was allowed to use warp pipes. So I think I still accomplished the goal twice. And I almost did it another version. I think I tried to do it on the Sega Genesis one.
Oh, that bastardized version?
It's not a bad version. It just has bad music. But...
And so with the movie, there are things I liked. I did like the Mario Kart sections of the movie, like, pieced it together. Like, because they were shown driving to location, from location to location, a few times. So I felt like the Mario Kart references during that was cool. They weren't racing, per se, but they were like, they were getting to where they needed to go and fighting off Bowser's minions at the same time. The Rainbow Road thing was pretty cool. I didn't expect them to go the Rainbow Road route, but they did. All the other references, I didn't catch them all. I think the movie... Yeah, what's going on, Anani?
Hey, Nani.
I think the movie could have been better paced. It just seemed like every time they introduced a plot point to the movie, it did not have time to breathe at all. It's just like they mentioned this, it had a couple of minutes, and then boom, next thing. The next thing comes up, boom, next thing. And like, I think that's why I'm saying the movie, I think, could have benefited from being a little bit longer, so that each scene had its own like time to breathe, and the movie would have been a little more fleshed out and made a little more sense. But what we got wasn't bad. By far, was not bad at all.
What would be your rating?
I would say easily. I would say right where you gave it, around a 7, 7.5.
So probably, yeah. I mean, I
would say it was a good. I would say it's a good B- movie. Not terrible, not great.
That's a little low,
but it's good.
I'd probably give it B+. I mean,
I'm dreading work this week. How's everyone? My Anani, if you heard my opening few minutes to this show, my month has been absolutely fucking terrible. You can rewind the show to listen to the first few minutes. I don't want to go into it again because I just want this month to end already.
Well, I'm kind of like her. I'm dreading work. I'm like, I don't want to go back so soon. Like, I have so much stuff to do, but um, I just wanted. I wish this. I really need to put in some time for vacation. I need some time off.
What did you think of the early scene of the movie when we were first introduced to Bowser, Casey? Where we saw like the Penguin King
I
coming
love
to, he was like coming out to challenge Bowser because like Bowser wanted to like take over, I guess, their territory,
Yeah,
and the Penguin King's like, "We're gonna stop you with our fury, or have a taste of our fury," and they all started launching snowballs at him, and it
yeah,
did absolutely nothing. And then Bowser was like, "What, are you kidding me?" And then just like fucking flamethrowered their ass.
yeah.
I thought that was funny as hell.
Yeah, I think that's one of the ones that I liked from the trailer. I mean, honestly, the trailer really sold me. If like, I still hadn't. I don't even think I've seen Sonic 2. I know I've seen Sonic 1.
You
Yeah,
need to.
I
What
know.
are you doing? You need to see Sonic 2. God damn it!
Oh well, then which one do you think is better, Sonic 2 or this?
Story wise, Sonic 2. Reference wise, and knowing what it is, I would definitely say Mario.
But I mean, which one you say was the better movie?
I kind of like them both equally, but again, like Sonic is better in one aspect, and Mario is better in another. So it's basically like what you want to watch, I guess, at that given time. I guess that's how I would put it between the two.
Yeah, I guess I need to watch it. I'm like, I was okay with Sonic 1.
Honestly, I thought Sonic 2 was better. So if you liked the first one, I think the second movie was even better.
All right.
But yeah, so Mario movie, I give it a good 7.5. When I went to the theater that night, saw it with my brother and my nephew. That movie theater was sold out every single showtime. We had to sit literally the very front row
Oh
of the
God.
movie theater. So we're like looking at the screen, looking like this, trying to see the whole freaking screen. We had to like literally lean our chairs back as far as they would go so that we could see the whole screen. And we're looking up like, that's like the only bad experience I had seeing that movie.
I think most theaters they try to make it where the front row is not as bad as it used to be back in the day, where like it's horrible. Like I don't know if you went to the one where it still has the normal seats or it has the recliners.
Yeah, we had recliner seats, comfy seats.
Even with recliners, not that bad though. Like if lean back and watch up, I mean it's still not great. Honestly.
That's what we had to do, but it was just still too close. And that's coming from somebody like me who needs to see things up close. It was too close.
But I waited. I was going to planning to watch it during the week because I feel like most likely you don't have to deal with kids. And I went during midday. Well, it's not midday. It was like 4 o'clock. 4 or 5 o'clock on Saturday last week to watch it.
That's still midday. 4 o'clock is still considered matinee, so.
But there wasn't as many kids there, so didn't really ruin. A lot of times the kids ruin the movie when their parents won't shut them up.
Yeah, I didn't have that many kids in the theater when I saw it. And I saw it on Friday, the day it was supposed to come out originally. And I saw the last showing of the night. So,
Well,
and
what?
still there weren't that many kids, and the kids that were there were actually behaving and watching the movie. So,
Well, there's a lot of times at night. I mean, if you have kids, you probably don't want them to stay up that late in watching it. They'll probably want to go early in the day. But I would, if it's like a kids movie, kid friendly movie, I would try to avoid Friday, Saturday, and Sunday showings because of them.
I hear you.
Because because I'm one of those people I hate when people talk in the movies. It really pulls me out of it.
I mean, yeah, I agree. There's certainly some like that. That happened a little bit with the Sonic movies. You know, there were some kids in the crowd that were like talking over the movie a little bit, like explaining what, trying to explain what was going on to the parents so that the parents understood more. But that just comes with the territory, unfortunately, and that's what happens when you don't want to wait to see a movie because you don't want to have to avoid all the spoilers.
I went the week after and I didn't look at all the spoilers. I mean, you just had to avoid them.
Yeah, but too much, when I'm online too much, you know, I kind of had to see it right away because I would have been spoiled left, right, and center. So
Well, I mean, it's not like let's say like a Nintendo Direct, like when let's say they release a game that's very popular. You know, a lot of times Nintendo will show that trailer separately. Like if you want to watch it, and you have 50 different YouTubers doing a review of it, and they show everything on the thumbnail, then I can understand it. But I feel like if you're trying to actively look for a movie spoiler, I think minus like when Tommy spoiled Endgame to a lot of people.
yeah, people weren't happy about that.
Yeah, I was like, he was mad about people spoiling about one dude spoiling it, and he shows it on a show. It was like where Tony Stark died. Oh, no, he didn't show him die, but he showed him having the Infinity Stones. So I'm like, I mean, so it was kind of a spoiler, but even though it wasn't a huge spoiler because you don't know what part that was. I mean, that was certainly not the part when the snap to bring everyone back.
Personally, I think the Mario Bros. Movie is going to go the way of the Sonic movies, where the sequel is going to be better than the original, in my opinion.
I agree. I mean,
Because I think now that they know the reception this movie got from the fans and everything, I think now they're going to take a little more risks. They're going to make the movie probably a little bit longer next time because they know people are going to come see it.
yeah, especially if it's like this. I really enjoyed it. I really love all the comedy spots, and I was laughing during the whole time. So, I'm just hoping they just, if they're going to do a Super Mario World version, just stay in that timeline. And then we'll move up from there, you know?
Right. So I wanted to bring this article back real quick. We're going to go over a little bit of the critical response. We're not going to read all of this, but the review aggregator website, Rotten Tomatoes, scored it a 59 of 246 critics. That just goes to show that they don't know what a fucking good movie is. With the average rating of a 5.7 out of 10. The website's consensus reads, while it is nowhere near as thrilling as turtle flipping your way to 128 lives, the Super Mario Bros. Movie is a colorful, albeit thinly plated animated adventure that has about as many Nintendos as Nintendo 8s. What? I don't understand that. Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, assigned the film a score of a 46 out of 100. Damn, that's even worse. Based on 52 critics. Again, critics don't know what they're fucking watching. Indicating mixed or average reviews. In contrast to the audience response was significantly more positive. The film garnered a near perfect audience score of 96 out of 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Audience polled by Cinema Score gave the film an average grade of an A, or an A minus to an F on an A. Gave it an A on an A plus to an F scale, while 94% of those polled by Post Track gave it a positive score of an 82, saying that they would recommend it.
Well, I guarantee you a lot of those critics, they don't know jack shit about Mario and the Mario references and everything.
And Google review, out of 3,739 ratings, Google has it scored a 4.7 out of 5. Just saying.
I honestly, a lot of times I'll trust the fan score over like the critic score.
Oh yeah, I will all the time. I will never listen to the critics' reviews because their reviews are very skewed, and they get paid to watch movies first of all. So fuck them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't take what they think into consideration ever.
No, because I guarantee you a lot of them, they don't know jack shit about the movie unless they know the movie lore. And obviously they don't know jack shit about Mario. So they're like, okay, this makes no... they don't make the connections. So they're just like, oh, it's just a bunch of floating platforms. While we know, I mean, shoot, even with the floating platforms at the Mushroom Kingdom, it's kind of like a reference to the theme park, if you really think about it.
Yeah, because actually, I'm glad you brought that up because part of the movie was actually filmed at the Super Nintendo World theme park in Japan.
Was it?
Yep.
So, I feel like I said, I don't trust their judgment. I trust the fans' ratings.
Tech says, I can't wait to make the film I've been writing. Well, I hope it's, knowing you, I'm sure it's a horror slasher.
Yeah.
So, so again, go see the movie. Just don't, I say things like this. When you go see a movie like this, especially if it's a video game adaptation, when you go see the movie, shut your brain off. Shut your brain off and just watch the movie. That's how I go into these movies.
Well, I went in there. Yeah, I really enjoyed the comedy spots, but I really enjoyed looking at some stuff that were like Easter eggs for me that I found.
Right.
You know?
There are so many references in the movie. You're not going to see them all in the first go.
Oh, definitely not. I guarantee I missed a lot. I only saw probably a couple. But I highly suggest that movie. So it's honestly probably going to get a greenlit for a second one.
Absolutely.
Especially when it's heading for $1 billion. I mean, it definitely made its money.
It made its money tenfold because this movie only had a budget of $100 million.
Well, you gotta remember, not only the budget, and then you had to turn around and put a lot more into marketing. So you need like twice as that just to uh, consider as success.
Tex says my film will put Rob Zombie's Terrifier and Evil Dead to shame. Well, I hope it's something that's legally allowed to be released. If that's the case.
It probably has a lot of blood and gore.
And remember, if you murder real people, you won't be able to release the movie.
Oh, hold on. I think there's been real murder in Rust, and there's some saying they're gonna finish that movie. That's what I heard.
I
But
didn't get too deep into the movie text. I mean, we did cover a couple of spoilers, but yeah, I was just going over my thoughts of what I liked about it. Mainly, it wasn't as much of a review, but um,
about
I
what?
know about the Mario movie. Okay, I know
Oh,
Frank was originally planning on doing one. I don't know if he actually did, because I didn't see a video about it or a stream about it on my news or on my subs feed, or I didn't even see him push it on Twitter. Then again, he was scheduling that review for the day that my house almost burned down, so I also wasn't online either. Um, but yeah, so again, yeah, I like the movie. Simple as that. I like the movie. Definitely go watch it. Especially if you like video games and whatnot, and you like Mario even a little bit, go watch it. I asked the guy working at the theater that night. He was behind the snack bar. I asked the guy if he watched the movie yet. He said he saw it earlier in the day. And he told me, and I quote, "The movie knows what it is." That's what he said. He goes, "This movie knows what it is." He goes, he said, 5-year-old or even 12-year-old me would have really enjoyed it. He goes, "But it was still good. This movie knows what it is, and it knew what it needed to be." That's exactly how one of the employees at the movie theater put it.
and I agree. I mean, I think it was a good movie. I'm just a little stickler for stuff like this to be more canon to the video game. That's how I feel about it. But
Yeah,
it was still pretty fucking good movie.
I mean, some movies I would like to see closer to the games. Obviously, Mortal Kombat, as we've already fucking treaded those waters. Sonic, maybe. I mean, again, Sonic has never been in the real world. The closest he has been was in Sonic Adventure, and Sonic
Oh, that's
06 and whatnot.
yeah.
But again, liberties taken there, but I still think those movies were great. Definitely
Oh,
closer to the video games than some video game movies out there. Um,
uh, I can't wait for them to do the Sonic '06 movie where
oh
at the
gosh,
very end that the princess kisses a animal. So
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that again. I should say.
Oh gosh, I mean, gosh, trying to think, remember what movie. Oh yeah, about they. I remember when they were the people who was trying to shop Back to the Future around, and when they got to Disney, and they're like, "Oh, that's incest." So, like, imagine if, like, Illumination, they'll be. I just find it kind of funny if they went that route.
So Casey, you wanna tread the waters of DKoldies again? Because I know you've done it once, but I haven't put my input into it yet.
Yeah.
So there's no articles for this. It's mainly like all YouTube videos and whatnot. So we're not. I mean, obviously, we'll be referencing these channels. Obviously, I won't be pulling up their content though. So to get everybody caught up, DKoldies is a retro video games online store. They've been in business for 19 years, And it has taken them until this year to finally get caught on their shady practices where they claim to be selling refurbished consoles and video games. They claim to be opening every system they sell, every video game cartridge they sell, and whatnot, and they actually are not doing it. They claim to be replacing things in the consoles that need to be replaced. They claim to be cleaning them. They claim to be, making sure that they work, which, in most aspects, from what we've seen, yes, they are working. But
not even that. Some of the videos I've seen, some of the systems don't work.
Right, and I've seen that too. But like I said, in most cases, from what I've seen, they do work, but not well. Like the Xbox, what was it? It was Rich that got the Xbox, right? Like the door, I think, didn't work properly.
Yeah, but the thing is with Xbox, that's pretty common for the OG version.
And they didn't put new thermal paste in it. They didn't change the capacitors out. They were swelling, so they were going to break eventually. The care just was not put into it.
Oh, no.
There was a Super Nintendo. While they did clean up the outside of it, the inside of it was still a bit of a mess.
There was one guy who, God, I think it was an Xbox system. I think it was an Xbox 360.
360, yeah, yep. I saw this video too.
When they opened it up, it looked like there's sand in there.
Yeah, it was dirty as fuck. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know.
And the thermal paste was dried onto the fucking CPU chip.
Oh, yeah, they never change that shit out. They never change out the thermal paste. It's all they turn it on, see if it comes on, and then they throw it on top of the pile.
And then they had the nerve to put warranty stickers of their proof of refurbishment. And then they were saying, if you remove this sticker, you void your warranty with us. Which is illegal in America, by the way. Can't do that. If you're a third-party seller, you cannot do that. It's illegal.
Yeah, I mean, we had the right to break into that to see what's going on. I mean, these systems are old enough that they need to be cleaned out.
Right.
I mean,
they're selling 30-plus, going on 40-year-old video game consoles now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're not going to pay attention to them and you're not going to clean them out right, I mean, something's got to give. But so this company's been around for 19 years, as I mentioned, finally getting caught up this year and being called out for their bullshit, rightfully deserved. And then the guys at DKoldies, they're always they're trying to cover it up. They're getting shit taken down from YouTube. They're making a lot of noise on Facebook and stuff. They attack some of the viewers who are going to their streams and whatnot and calling them out for their way of doing things. Now, I'm going to be honest. Community member It's the Costanza was the first person I saw talking about DKoldies because I saw one of his videos he posted on Twitter about them.
He got a lot of views and subs from those.
And that's how I got into learning about this whole thing. And that was back in January of this year.
Oh, he was suggesting me to look into it. I was like, I mean, for me, I was kind of like, I don't go to websites like that. If I enjoy going out and finding this shit myself. Unless I'm looking for a particular thing, I'm going on eBay and finding it myself instead of going to these websites.
Had to stand up and stretch for a minute. Sorry. I'm listening to you, Casey.
So, I mean, and when Stanza says, oh, some of these games are overpriced, I was like, well, it depends. I mean, if they're refurbished and clean, I can understand of having a premium. But learning that they don't actually do that.
And in most cases, they don't. They have, here and there actually done it. But they just haven't done it enough to the point where they should have been doing it all the time.
they kind of admitted it with their one video with saying DKoldies clean their consoles. They kind of admitted it right there where they tested it out. They clean everything out and then they test it, and where it was a Wii, and the Wii laser wasn't working. See, if they didn't have that laser broken, they would not open that up and clean the whole thing out. But because it was on film, they cleaned the shit out of it. They used toothbrushes and everything. And they even used the magic eraser that you do not want to use that on consoles.
Oh, which is a bad move.
Yeah.
Those are made for like cleaning your walls and stuff with when you have kids that like to draw on walls with the markers and crayons and shit.
It scuffs the shit out of your consoles.
That too. Yep.
So, but they kind of made it like they're like, oh, because the laser's bad, we're gonna open it up and replace this part, and while we're doing that, we'll clean it. So if it wasn't broken, you wouldn't open it and clean it.
Right. But yet they have the nerve to say we sell refurbished consoles, and then they don't.
Cleaned.
Yeah, and cleaned, and that's obviously not the case. There has been, you can look up video channels, RGT85, Retro Game Guy, Jacob R, and of course, Review Tech USA are like the main four that have been covering it.
And thank God for them. If they didn't say anything, not a lot of us would have known this. I mean, I'm not gonna pay the amount of this and then like open it up and see if there's dirt. Like, one, I'm not paying those prices. I mean, when you're paying like a couple $100s for an N64 and you're also getting third-party controllers and third-party cables, like, you have to pay more money just to get the real stuff, like the real controllers. I mean, sometimes they'll send out fucking third-party controllers that are, they're still in their box, but the problem is they're third-party.
Right.
Like,
and in most cases, they're third-party and the controllers don't work.
Or they don't have the stuff.
Or what was it, the one console that they just reviewed on Review Tech USA? It was a PS3, and it was a god-awful PS3 third-party controller that needed one of those connector dongles.
Yes,
so
exactly.
If he wouldn't have had that, he wouldn't have been able to use the controller.
And that thing looked horrible, too. It looked like some Mad Cat bullshit.
That was some shit-ass controller. Like, it probably didn't even have 6-axis in it. That's how bad it was.
Oh, yeah. I guarantee it probably didn't. Like, had no motion control. I would bet money it probably didn't even have any rumble in it either.
So this has been going on for a while. These channels I mentioned are constantly calling them out. DKoldies is responding by saying that, these channels are just attacking them. They're trying to ruin their business, and then DKoldies is making false accusations about these people. They're blocking everybody on Twitter. Then they're attacking the people coming into their live streams to call them out in the comments.
I don't give them my views no more because I would watch their videos, DKoldies. I'm like, I don't want to even give them my view.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And it's just shit. Like, how could you do this for so long? Before, like, how did they get away with not getting caught for
this long?
For 19 years?
Probably, I mean, like, if you know what you're doing, are you honestly going to be paying for these outrageous price? I mean, I bet money a lot of times the people who knows do it, they don't pay them. They'll be more like they go on eBay and they buy the broken versions so they can refurbish, fix them up, and make a profit on them. They're not going to buy a $300 N64 and open it up to see if it works. No, if it's been cleaned. You know, why are they going to do that when they can go the cheap route and do it themselves? So it's shocking it took forever, but I think that's probably why.
These wonderful birds. DKoldies, he says, and their refurbished consoles, says TSS. He goes, Review Tech USA is how I first heard about it, and his wonderful birds. So now there's a class action lawsuit going out against DKoldies right now, rightfully deserved, by a law office called Treehouse Law LLC. Unfortunately, right now they can only practice law in 3 states, so the lawsuit isn't that big. And if you're looking to sue DKoldies yourself, you may have to find another firm to go to, most likely.
Honestly, like, would you sue them? I mean, most likely you probably return the items. Say, I want my money back, or I want a clean, and maybe as a hey, for my trouble, you should throw something in there. You know,
right? Like you said, Casey, you mentioned this off air. I don't know what's going to come of this lawsuit because really I don't know what, I actually tried looking up the lawsuit, like the information about it on Google. You cannot find a single article on it. So this whole thing is hush-hush. It's behind closed doors. And, so it's very secretive. There's like no details right now that we can know. But supposedly now DKoldies has actually stepped up a little bit of... they've actually stepped up their efforts just a little bit ever since the lawsuit has been issued. And they're actually showing that they actually can put some decent work into cleaning out a console. Because they got that PS3, which was actually uploaded yesterday. It was done by what he's calling Review Tech Canada, the editor.
JKB.
Yeah. He was the one who opened the PS3. The outside looked immaculate. The inside was actually really clean for the most part. The controller still kind of looked like shit. And they didn't replace the thermal paste. But the console worked and everything else. They actually gave him original cables, too, for that one.
But the fucking third-party controller.
Yeah.
That's still the kicker.
So they did show that they could put effort into cleaning out their consoles and actually selling refurbished units when they want to.
It just took forever to someone calling their bullshit, but it looks like Lukey Games is just as bad, though, too.
Right, and Lukey Games, so they ended up in the middle of this DKoldies nonsense, too. Lukey Games, which one? This one was actually, I think, pulled in. I think Rich actually started this one. He goes, I found this other company, Lukey Games, and I'm going to put them under the same microscope as you, DKoldies, and we're going to see if they're any better or just as bad. And
I think a lot of times their price is better, but they still pull the same bullshit, you know.
But they're not touting. Are they touting that they're selling refurbished consoles like DKoldies? I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't think they're listed as refurbished. So if that's the case, they're not doing anything wrong.
No, straight. Honestly, DKoldies, what they're doing, that's false advertising right there. That's the only thing I think you could sue them for, is false advertising. Because you can't sue them for them price gouging those systems or the games.
Yeah, because it's third party. They can sell for whatever they want.
Yeah, they could sell a Super Mario game for $1 million, but if you're stupid enough to buy it, I mean, it's not their fault you fall for that.
So that's basically the gist of DK Oldies. This has been going on literally the entire year. I don't see an end in sight, at least not for a few more months. And I hope DK Oldies gets what they have coming to them, because we cannot have a bunch of retro game sellers coming out of the woodwork and doing what DK Oldies is doing, because then it's going to kill the retro gaming market.
Well, let me shout out something. But instead of buying shit from websites, support your mom and pop, your brick and mortar video game store. A lot of them will have them modded. I mean, modded, clean, refurbished, or wherever. I mean...
And not only that, but if you ask them to clean it for you when you buy it, they'll do it.
Yeah.
Because they want the business.
And not only that, I was going to bring this up before we moved on, is that I'm wondering about if some of these games they have is legit. See, because you remember during the GameStop retro initiative, how many fake games came out of that. So I'm wondering if they'd even check their video games, if they're even real.
That's true. They might be selling bootleg copies of real games.
Yeah, like I heard someone just bought on their website. They promoted about on YouTube short. They got me where they said someone bought their most rare game was a Sculptor's Cut Clay Fighter 3 for N64. And I actually have a fake version of that, so I'm wondering they even opened that up and see if it was real.
I'm gonna go with probably not.
Like, I mean, it shouldn't take too long. You just put a screwdriver, a security bit, open it up. You know, it was like, oh, it looks good. Or if you open it up and it has a bunch of wiring or it looks weird, then you're like, oh, that's fake. Like, you could, if you have any little knowledge what the board's supposed to look like, you could open it up and automatically tell if it's real or not.
I mean, you could even tell in some aspects just by the screws themselves.
Oh, shoot, dude! There's a few times. There's some stores around here. They're called Vintage Stocks, and I went in there a couple times and I had to point them out. I was like, that is fake, and it'll be like either the label is completely different. Like it was a Turtles 4 for Super Nintendo. I was like, pointing out they had it priced as real. I was like, that is not real. And then I was buying a game for the Sega Genesis. I finally was going to pop on it, and it was one of those ones that you buy from AliExpress. And I had, after I paid, it's like, told him I want my money back automatically. It's like, why? It's like, it's fake. It's like how you know. It's like, one, it has this little notch on the side of the cartridge. No real Sega Genesis game has that notch. A lot of the fake ones have that notch. Two, if you look on the back, it says 16-bit instead of Sega.
Right.
And then pretty much if you see the screws are plastic, then you know that's fake as well. But with those two big things right there, it's automatically red flag. So luckily they gave me my money back without no fight. But there's a few times I went in there, I had to point it out, or they would know it's fake and they'll put reproduction on it, and then they won't have a crazy price on it.
Right.
They'll have like $20 or something for a reproduction. I was like, okay, I'm alright with that.
I mean, as long as you're not lying about what you're selling, then you know it. Then the people know what they're expecting. So if it doesn't work, you know why.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like how I told you the story about when I picked up my Panic restaurant, right?
Right.
Where I was driving home and I paid $50 for it. And I was driving home, I was kind of looking at it like this, and I finally noticed on the sticker said repro. I only paid $50 for it. But the thing was, when I got home, I didn't have the security bit driver at that time. I went to my buddy's pawn shop the next day to open it up and find out it was real. But I mean, like, you just gotta be careful what you buy. That's the sad thing nowadays. But TS says, remember the YouTube short of them destroying quote unquote bootleg games, but then it turns out actually destroyed a rare copy of the games that was region specific.
Specific. There you go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it's just one of those things. You just gotta be careful, but support your brick and mortar shops than online stores. Unless they have their own line stores, then that's different. But I just wanted to point that out. Do we got anything else? Rose.
I'm here. I'm just listening to you.
Oh, I pretty much.
Yeah, I zoned out for a second there, but I was listening to you. I actually thought I heard my nephew out in the hallway, so I was just being quiet for a minute. But
I just spoke my mind for a minute.
no,
but,
man, I agree with you though. Absolutely, everything you said, everything.
Are you sure you're just making that bullshit up
No,
now?
I heard you. I agree with you definitely. And this DKoldies place is also based out of Pennsylvania, and I know you know a lot of gaming stores in Pennsylvania. Casey.
On the east side of Pennsylvania, as the outside of like Bethlehem, Allentown, Philadelphia, I really don't know much. I went to more flea markets up there than video game stores.
I don't remember. I didn't look into the exact city or town they're in though, but I just saw because I looked up the Better Business Bureau page, which I could probably pull that up actually.
I think someone reported on them on the Better Business Bureau. And honestly, I mean, what are they gonna do? What is their knowledge gonna know about what to do about these systems and games? They could clean the outside of them, like, oh, it looks good to me.
I pulled it up because I was looking at it before.
I bet money it's kind of like if you don't know what you're doing, it's kind of like how the movie critics, like if you don't know what you're talking about or know what it's about,
Here we go. I got
you're
it.
not gonna know what to look for.
So they're based out of Morgantown, Pennsylvania.
I had no idea where that's at.
Customer reviews based on 65 customer reviews on the BBB website. They have a 3.77 out of 5 rating. On the BBB, they've gotten 3 complaints in the last year, 2 of them in the last... 3 of them in the last 3 years, and 2 in the last 12 months. And they have a BBB business rating of a C-.
So that still passes.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about. I mean, the BBB is supposed to be legit, but I mean, do they really know what they're talking about?
Well, I mean, the BBB, they just like collect information on it, and I think it's more based on what people tell them versus
Like,
them going out and finding things out for themselves.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they probably have no clue when they go into this shit, you know. So,
So that's
but
been DKoldies. Hopefully they turn their fucking shit around and they don't ruin retro gaming for everybody, kind of like how Wada Games and Heritage almost did already with their bullshit grading fucking scandals.
mm,
That was of what, a year or two ago? 2 years ago, I think. And that helped jack up the prices of retro games, and now you got these jackoffs that are jacking up the prices and then claiming the shit's clean and it's not, and refurbished and it's not.
or like they'll grade a fake game and
Right.
let it pass.
Right.
I heard about that.
Yeah. Yep. That's what I'm saying. These people, man. But so let's get into our last topic here, as we're a little over 2 hours now. This won't take too long. I got a list here of movies that are going to be coming out throughout the rest of the year. So we take a look at this here. Let's resize this actually, so that me and you are not cut off the frame. There we go. All right, so this is a list of movies on a website called therap.com. Again, I was looking on IMDb, and they have 315 movies listed, which are all in production or have only just been announced. So I don't know how they sort out their website, but that list was not right. So we're going to start with the movies that just came out this weekend, which was Ghosted on Apple TV, Evil Dead Rise, which Tex mentioned already in the chat quite a few times. Beau is Afraid, The Covenant, and Chevalier, which I've heard a little bit about on the news over the weekend. Next week on the 27th, we have A Tourist's Guide to Love, which is going to be on Netflix. Next weekend, we have Polite Society, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Big George Foreman, The Miraculous Story of the Once and Future Heavyweight Champion of the World.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested in that one.
In May, on Cinco de Mayo, we have Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Fuck yeah.
May 12th, we have Book Club, The Next Chapter, Love Again, and The Mother on Netflix. May 19th, we have Fast 10, which I thought was going to be called Furious 10, but I guess it's Fast 10. I am going to see that with my dad and my brother. May 26th, we have The Little Mermaid, the live-action reboot.
I know Tex told me he can't wait for that one.
We have About My Father and The Machine. In June, on June 2nd, we have Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which is another animated Spider-Man movie, and The Boogeyman. June 9th, we have Transformers Rise of the Beasts. We have Strays, and we have Flamin' Hot on Hulu. What do you not like about Transformers, Casey? You seem to have scoffed at that one.
Well, they have not been good ever since the cartoon movie back in the 80s. I watched the first two and I did not like them.
Tex says Saw 10 comes out October 27th. Casey goes, Oppenheimer is the only film I'm looking forward to. Let's continue on with this film list. June 16th, we have The Flash. We have Elemental. We have your favorite movie, Casey, The Blackening.
Why is that? Are you saying you don't like it because you're a racist?
No, I was saying it's your favorite movie because you run the math club. And then we have Extraction 2 coming to Netflix. Um, June 23rd, we have No Hard Feelings, Asteroid City, and Joyride. June 30th, we have Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, and Harold and the Purple Crayon.
Oh God!
July.
What
Go on. What?
is Indiana Jones says the Dial of Destiny? Is that something with was the phone was the rotary phone?
Let's see. Doesn't show anything. That's how. I like how it gives you a link to click on it, and it doesn't tell you anything. Dial Destiny trailer ends Harrison Ford's ready for a final triumph video. Huh. All right.
Oh, they're looking for that ancient telephone.
Let's go with that. July 7th, we have Insidious 5. July 14th, we have Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1, and Theater Camp. We have Oppenheimer on July 21st. We have Casey's other favorite movie, Barbie.
Oh, God.
We have Coyote versus Acme, which sounds like it's going to be a Looney Tunes kind of movie, so I'm kind of interested in that. The Cloned Tyrone on Netflix. July 28th, we have Haunted Mansion. August, we have The Meg 2, The Trench. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. I might take a look at that movie.
Yeah, that actually it kind of looked interesting when I saw the trailer for it.
Let's see. Sorry if your Indiana Jones looks interesting. Text goes, I'm highly concerned about Indiana Jones. I've heard bad things.
Gran Turismo. Oh. I was thinking about the one. I'm getting tired. I thought about the one with Clint Eastwood was in.
August 11th, Last Voyage of the Demeter. Challengers. Gran Turismo, which is actually something I'm interested in. It's actually kind of like a documentary movie of the racing game series on PlayStation. And we have Heart of Stone coming to Netflix. August 8th. Go on.
TSS wants me to review the Barbie movie. You had to. Let's just say this. I better be paid to do that.
It's a viewer request. You kind of have to now.
Yeah.
August 18th, we have Blue Beetle. We have Untitled Please Don't Destroy Project. Okay. The 25th of August, we have They Listen and Lift coming to Netflix. September, we have September 1st, The Equalizer 3. On the 8th, we have The Nun 2 and My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3. September 15th, A Haunting in Venice. September 22nd, Next Goal Wins. The Expendables 4. The Book of Clarence. On my birthday, we have Shit, of course. We have The Cuckoo and Paw Patrol the Mighty Movie. In October, on the 6th, we have Craven the Hunter and True Love. October 13th, on Friday the 13th, we have The Exorcist remake and Damsel on Netflix. And of course, oh wait a minute, this list is missing movies then if what text said is true. Oh, it says Untitled Saw movie. Never mind. It's Saw 10. Untitled Saw movie. So Saw 10 on the 27th and Pain Hustlers coming to Netflix. November 3rd, we have Dune Part 2. November 10th, we have The Marvels and The Killer coming to Netflix. The 17th of November, we have Trolls 3. The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and A Family Affair on Netflix. The 22nd, we have Wish and Leo, also coming to Netflix. And in December 8th, Leave the World Behind on Netflix. We have a new Wonka movie on the 15th of December. We have an untitled Ghostbusters Afterlife sequel.
Yeah, there we go.
We have The Color Purple. December 22nd, we have Migration, which is another Illumination movie. We have Rebel Moon coming out to Netflix. And on Christmas Day, we have Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. That wraps up the movies for 2023.
It looks like a lot of these I will not be watching.
Same here.
I didn't hear about Wonka, but I'm hoping that'd be a lot better than their fucking the one with Charlie Depp movie. That was a horrible one.
Tex says the last voyage of the Demeter looks good. He said it's about Dracula's boat trip from the book. It looks good. Anani says meh. Not very interested. I'm not too interested in anything else, really. Aside from Gran Turismo, Fast 10. A couple other things sprinkled in there, like the Coyote versus Acme movie. If that is what I think it is, I'm definitely going to watch it. I won't go to the theater to see it, but I'll watch it.
You're going to find sources?
I already have a source. Tex gave me one a while ago. Very mid-year for movies. I agree.
Yeah, I think that's being nice. I think there's a lot of garbage in there instead. There's some I'm interested, and then there's a bunch of crap I never heard or have no interest to watch.
Right.
So
Casey, you're definitely doing that Barbie movie, though, right?
Unless people pay me, then no. I don't care. It's a viewer's request. I mean, I'll do video game requests all day. Like Barbie, that's fine. But I am not sitting and watching a horrible movie like that without being paid. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not saying a lot, but well, at least give me some money for the ticket and some food, and then I'll do it.
All right, $20 and he'll do it.
Well, I mean, it's got to be a little bit more than that because I can get the ticket for $8. Then I mean, I want to get one of my burgers and fries and a drink, so that's probably $20 right there. So
what kind of movie theater you go to that sells burgers and fries? Any movie theater I've ever been into only sells the usual snacks and popcorn and drinks.
Well, it's more of a what this place is I go to. It's like has.
Casey's got your ass over a barrel.
What?
He goes, Barbie was in a video game, so it's a video game movie. Casey, come on.
Nope. It's not. It's not related to a video game. It's not gonna happen.
Tex goes, since I'm in control of Casey's channel, I'll force him to review it.
Give me $40, then I'll do it.
Oh, listen to this fucking cheapskate.
Yeah, Nani, yes. I pay $8 a ticket for a movie, and it'd be like in the middle of the day but
it was fucking $14.25 for me to see Mario, and then I only bought a drink, and that was another $6, so I paid $20.
Yeah, so I'm just requesting my ticket, a burger and fries, and a drink, and I'll do it.
No.
And then you guys will get your review, and I'll do a serious review.
All right, $30 it is.
No, 40. Because I mean, I want to at least get that burger. So
If the burger
hey,
if the burger, fries, and drink meal is $20 and the ticket is $8 plus tax, you're looking at about $30, maybe $31 most.
okay, maybe I want to play some arcade games too. Okay.
This fucking guy.
I mean, and maybe I pay for my date ticket too.
You're gonna force somebody else to watch that bullshit? We got a call from Tex. We're gonna add him in a minute. Oh boy. Add people. I'm getting used to doing this. Where is he?
So if you want to do it, just go to my PayPal and I'll do it for 40.
Is Tex under another new name? He called me under Slasher Vision, and I don't have that one.
Yeah, that's Slasher Vision is him.
Yeah, if you have him, you're gonna have to add him, Casey, because I don't have him on my end.
Oh gosh, Tex. Let me see. I don't even want to do it because I know he's gonna force me to do it.
Oh wait, never mind. I got him.
Okay.
Boom. I had to search. Add.
Oh, it sounds like we got him.
Hang on one second.
What's up, Tex?
Hang on, hold please.
Hold,
No.
please.
All right, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, we heard.
Yes. Well, Casey, I'm here to inform you as the Harsh Truth representative. I've been given approval to manage your channel, and I get to decide whether you stay, go, what you review, when you review it. So think of me as like the GM of the Casey is Raw YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
So, you know, I hope you like that Barbie content, pal, because you're going to get a lot more of it. So, you know, just, you know, just be prepared. You know.
I'd rather give up my channel than watch that.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Please, you can quit anytime, and it'll be rebranded. And that's, you know, we don't expect you to stay, but if you would like to, you know, I'm gonna do my best Vince McMahon deal, and there might be a kiss my ass. Just be prepared for that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
Then I guess you're fired.
I guess you're fired.
Whatever. Yeah. So
Tex, now that we got you here, what are your thoughts on anything we talked about today with the Mortal Kombat movie sequel and the Mario movie and the upcoming movies list and whatnot?
I mean, as far as Mortal Kombat goes, I did hear. Now I don't know how credible these are, but apparently, Cody Rhodes was in talks to play Johnny Cage.
He did audition. Yes, he did audition, and so did the Miz.
Like I said, I don't know how real it is or how fake it is. Whatever. I just saw semi-reputable sources that apparently on Mania weekend, while they were out in California, there was talks. So who knows where that's going to go? But I wasn't really impressed with the first film. I didn't like they wasted Lizard or
Reptile. You had it right. Yeah, they wasted Goro definitely. Yep.
Like, why did you need to create Scorpion's like fourth great grandson character? There's so many Mortal Kombat characters they could have used, like that already exist. I thought it was weird, but I don't know.
I still think I felt like movies like this they need to stay to canon.
That's why I mentioned the recent animated films that Warner Brothers has put out for Mortal Kombat, like Scorpion's Revenge or whatever it was called, and then there was a couple others.
Yeah, there was Battle of the Realms and Snowblind. I have all three of them.
Those were pretty. I haven't seen Battle of the Realms, but the Scorpion one was really, really good. I liked that one.
The newest one that came out last year was good too. Snowblind. That one was very close to the story of the Kenshi character. They actually got that one right.
I don't know if I've seen it or not, but I don't know. I like Mortal Kombat. It was one of my favorite arcade games, from Pizza Hut or the skating rink or whatever. And I want them to be good. It's just, I don't know. It seems like that's one of those franchises they've never really had a great film yet, and I don't know why. But
I think the first original one was the best.
Oh, I agree. That's why I said go watch the first one from the 90s because, I mean, it's not a good movie, but it's one of those bad movies that you enjoy watching. You know what I mean? So,
even Annihilation was not too horrible. I mean, some of the graphics is like when they morph to their animality is kind of hilarious.
Right. It's like really bad claymation, and like it looks weird. It's like, did you have $10 for your graphics? Is that all you had left in the budget? Or
they ran out of their budget. They had to have someone.
They called in a phone a friend. They did what they did.
They had to overpay for that Chinese girl to wear that bikini for 5 minutes.
Oh,
right, yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, as far as the Mario movie goes, I liked it, but like I said, I'm not a huge Nintendo Mario person. I think the only two games I ever played a lot were either what was this? It was on Super Nintendo where he was riding Yoshi with the cape on. Which one was that?
That's Super Mario World. I think that's the direction the next movie's going to go in.
I played that one and the Super Mario 64 quite a bit. I played a lot of those two games. But besides that, I'm just more of a passing Mario fan. But I enjoyed the film. I thought it was, like I said, their target audience is kids and grown men who grew up playing the games. That's their target audience. And I'm neither one of those. So, my opinion is kind of not irrelevant, but not as important on that subject. But I did enjoy it. It was entertaining for what it was. So
I didn't realize it was that short, though. I mean, I thought it was 2 hours, but apparently it was
a 2-hour Mario. I mean, you got to figure. Like I said, I mean, their target audience here is families with kids. Kids aren't going to sit in a 2-hour movie. You know what I mean? They're going to get up and run around and be noisy. So the shorter the runtime, the better off they were in that situation. Plus, it saves more material for a sequel. So I know why they did it. But, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things.
That's why I think it should be okay if you have a child. If you're gonna bring them, I'm talking like little kids, like they don't know to act around. So I think it's okay to have them have a body leash, and maybe not only have a body leash, you might have a shot.
How about a roll of duct tape? And how about a roll of duct tape? You just duct tape them to the chair and then put it over their mouth so they, so
exactly.
Little Johnny or Susie's not an idiot while you're trying to watch your Mario movie as a grown man. Come on now. I mean, they know who they're preaching to. But I mean, I don't know if y'all remember or not, but we even covered a topic similar to this on Derailed one night about movie theaters doing adults only times. Do y'all remember that?
No,
vaguely.
No, not really.
Yeah, it was towards the end of Derailed, but yeah, we covered it on a Sunday, and or it may have even been on a Less Than Serious. I can't remember which one it was, but it was a Derailed show that we did. So I mean, you're not the only one who thinks this. You know what I mean? So I mean, most of the movies I go to, kids aren't allowed in anyway, so I don't really have to worry about it. But
I mean, movies like this, I'm a little scared to go in there because I don't want kids just going buck crazy. So I think I would either like to go to a later showing or a showing during the week when they're supposed to be at school or their parents are not going to take them to the movies during the week. So,
well, I love going to the movies. Like, it's one of my favorite things to do. If it's a movie I've never seen before, I like to go see it during the day, so I can really pay attention to it. But if it's like I just went and saw Evil Dead Rise, I want to go back and see it again because it was one of those movies that it was fun watching it with other people. Seeing there, I mean, whenever one of the gross out scenes happened, a woman literally like just walked out because it was too much for her. I mean, it was just one of those things. You know, one of the kids in the movie, whenever she turns into a deadite, gets killed, people literally clapped and cheered because she was some obnoxious one of these little protester Antifa types. People literally clapped when she died. You know, so I mean, don't you never forget that movies are a communal experience event. That's why they're there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what's the first thing you want to do when you get out of a movie? You want to talk to somebody about it.
Yeah.
So that's what it's made for. You know,
But yeah, you usually have a buddy or a date you can talk to. I mean, I very rarely ever go to a movie by myself.
I really enjoy going to a movie by myself. I like it. I mean, depending on what it is, but I mean, for reviewing purposes, I find it easier. I will say.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know, you can pay more attention. You don't have to worry about, oh, hand me the popcorn, or hey, where's the milk duds, or oh, you're on my foot. I don't know, whatever. But
Hey,
where's
the bag of candy we smuggled in?
right. Hand me that bag of M&Ms out of your back pocket. I mean, to this day, I think every time I've ever gone to the movies, I've snuck in something. I know this last time, I had, because I have my cooler in the back of the truck, I had some Mountain Dews in like bottle form in there. I'm like, well, I'm just going to take one of them in there. So I stuck it in the back of my pants in my waistband next to my pistol, put my shirt over it. And I just walked on in. Nobody gave me a problem. So, you know, it is what it is. So. No harm, no foul, I guess, you know.
I snuck a whole sub into a fucking movie theater once.
Like a foot long?
Uh-huh.
That's talent right there. Like, if you can get a foot long sub sandwich in, you should be able to openly eat it, and they should have to let you because you snuck it by. That should be a rule.
Unless you're a female, I mean, it's a little easier to sneak it through with your purse. But if it's just dude, then yes, I agree.
Oh, dude, I love going to the movies when it's cold because you're wearing a coat or a hoodie.
Yep.
Dude, I got so much crap into the movies in the wintertime. It's ridiculous, man. I mean, I used to have this big coat. It was like a Carhartt kind of jacket, but it had these gigantic pockets on the inside. And I carried enough snacks for 4 people just inside of that jacket, and it looked like I didn't have anything inside of it. That's how awesome this coat was.
Oh, wow.
So, it was great, dude. But yeah, it was cool. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, no, it's. I mean, as far as that, your list that you gave out there, Rose, there's a handful of movies I'm looking forward to. Like I said, Saw X. I mean, that's top of my list because Saw's one of my favorite franchises, maybe my favorite. Last Voyage of the Dementor. What that is? Have you ever read Dracula, the book?
No, I don't do much reading.
Well, okay. Have you seen the old Dracula or any Dracula movie?
I've seen like bits and pieces of some of them, but like I actually haven't sat through one now.
So basically, what this film is, this is the portion of that when Dracula's leaving Transylvania and going to England or wherever he happens to be going in their particular tale, and what happens on that ship. Because whenever the ship docks, the only one that's left is Renfield, and everybody else is dead because Dracula's killed them all. Well, this is what that movie is. It's that portion of the Dracula tale. So the trailer actually just came out if you wanted to go watch it. Besides that, there's a handful. The Exorcist I want to get excited about, but The Exorcist is one of the greatest movies ever made. And the guy that's making this movie, David Gordon Green, is the guy that ruined the Halloween films.
I was going to say, you think they're going to fuck up The Exorcist?
I am so concerned and worried. Like, why did they give this guy The Exorcist? of all people, not David Gordon Green. Casey would have made a better Exorcist movie than this guy.
I don't know about that.
And he knows, no, I do, and he knows nothing about the Exorcist. But I mean,
Oh, I've seen The Exorcist. I mean, I can't like quote me about like the whole movie, but
oh, The Exorcist, dude, The Exorcist is one of those. I wish I could go back in time and see it for the first time again. It's that good of a film. It's life changing. But like I said, I'm a horror hound. It is what it is. So yeah, I don't know, but there's a handful. I'm with you on the whole Coyote Acme film. I'm a big Looney Tunes fan, so I'm hoping that's a Looney Tunes property.
It's gotta be. I mean, what else could that be? I'm like, Coyote versus Acme. What else could that be?
Right. Well, and I mean, just because that list, they could add films. They could take some away. They could get different dates. So that just because it's listed as that right now, that's not concrete. You know?
Right.
So, I mean, anything could change. And I could sit here and tell you 20 other just independent or small budget horror films that list didn't even recognize. So there's other movies besides those coming out. Those are just the ones that they cherry picked. But it is
right.
what it is.
And like I said, I looked at an IMDb list earlier that had 315 movies on it that were either in production, announced, or in post production.
Right. I mean, and at any point in time, any of those movies could say, "Oh, well, we're changing our date to 2024 now," and then it's just off the calendar.
Okay, I'll pull this up real quick just so you guys can see a few of them because I did just pull the list back up for the hell of it. So on here, if we go by release date, we got Borderlands, which is a video game adaptation movie, remake of the 1989 Roadhouse.
That one, I don't want them to make that movie. I love Roadhouse. That is one of the greatest 80s movies ever made.
You got Ferrari, which is like a documentary on the owner of Ferrari. Back in Action, Sherlock Holmes 3, but it doesn't. None of these have release dates. It just says post production.
Well, Sherlock Holmes 3. The other day I saw a quote from Robert Downey Jr. and he's high on making it, but they're not doing anything with it yet. Like, I mean, I don't have the exact quote, but it was something along the lines of he wants to do it, but he wants to do it right, meaning it's not going to come out right now, basically. So.
We got Cleopatra, Final Destination 6 is in pre-production.
Yeah. I mean, technically, just them saying we're going to do a movie, you're technically in pre-production. I mean, even if they haven't written a word down on a piece of paper for the script, they're in pre-production.
And that's what this is saying. But if you look up here, look what it says. And this is IMDb's website, upcoming movies 2023. Post-production. Look down here. Pre-production. Like, how can they say that? And then they got more movies on here, like The Electric State.
The Cleopatra one. That one's starring Gal Gadot, the chick that played Wonder Woman. I think they shot that movie already. I'm pretty sure.
Let's see. When did this list? It says... created December 18th, 2020, updated 14 hours ago. So this page was updated yesterday.
Yeah, like IMDb is a good resource, but it's like it doesn't need to be your only resource when you're doing
right.
The
and that's why I used that other website because I knew this didn't look.
Yeah,
right.
it's like a good companion piece because I'm a lot of times. I mean, just like y'all said with the Mario reviewers, these people don't know what they're talking about. You know what I mean?
And you got on here like Old Guard 2, The Nightingale, All-Star Weekend. You have The Brutalist, Iron Claw, Ricky Stanicki, The Gorge. Here's one, Pussy Island. There you go, Casey. That's what I was telling you about earlier.
I'll take one ticket, please.
Is that rated triple X?
It should be, but
if it's a fun movie, it will be. But, yeah.
We got Reagan. We got a Star Trek sequel. Tropico. What else we got here? Clue, which is based on the board game.
We talked about that over on Frank's deal a long time
There's
ago.
Wonder Woman 3 is in pre-production apparently.
Wonder Woman 3. That got scrapped because this list came out prior to James Gunn coming out and announcing that he's in charge of the DC studio stuff now. Literally, the only DC projects that Aquaman 2 is coming out, Blue Beetle's coming out, Flash is coming out, and then he's working on a Superman script. So he's writing Superman Legacy as we speak.
That was just a little taste of that list that I was looking at earlier that I had mentioned to Casey. That's why I didn't use IMDb, because I'm like, this is weird.
That's a very, and you didn't know. It's whatever idiot wrote those things. Either they got bad information or it's old information. One of the two. Who knows? But,
Well, that
Wonder
Wonder Woman logo had just the logo and 3, so that was very generic.
Yeah, no. What happened with that Wonder Woman thing was Patty Jenkins, the woman that directed the first two, she turned in a script to Walter Hamada, who was the head of DC Studios prior to Warner Brothers being sold to Discovery, and then basically her idea did not blend with what the new DC films were going to be. Basically, the short version of what her script was is Steve Trevor, her boyfriend from World War I that died, but she, how his soul possessed another guy's body in Wonder Woman 2. Somehow or way or another, he was going to come back. Oh, the Suicide Squad was going to revive him, and she was going to have to save Steve Trevor from the Suicide Squad. But by the end of the film, she realized it's better for him to be with them than her, and it sounded horrible. It was like love story drama. It wasn't a superhero movie. And James Gunn was like, yeah, I don't think so. If you still want to direct Wonder Woman, fine, but come up with another pitch. So that's why that movie's not being made. But yeah.
Well, they definitely need to redo the DC universe, because they're.
Oh, they are.
They try to fast track the Justice League so fast.
Well, if the Justice League would have worked if Zack Snyder didn't have to step away, but during the making of Justice League, his daughter committed suicide, and he obviously had to walk away. So they brought in the guy that directed the first Avengers film. I can't remember his name now, but he basically redid the whole movie, and by that point, Henry Cavill was already making Mission Impossible, and that's when he had to grow the mustache, the whole mustache gate thing. I'm sure y'all remember that happening. They had to go in and CGI Superman's mustache off during the reshoots. It was a mess. But Justice League would have worked, but nobody gave it time. And I love the Snyderverse. Batman v Superman is probably my favorite comic book movie ever. But it just, unfortunately, didn't work.
Well, which one was the Snyder cut? Was the Justice League? Or I don't think it was.
The Snyder cut Justice League was the one that they released on HBO Max. It was the 4-hour cut.
Yeah, that was very good.
I loved it. I watched the whole thing in one sitting. I sat there and I wanted more. I'm like, this is incredible. Give me more of this. But yeah, I don't know. There's a handful of good films on there. Like I said, I'm concerned about the Indiana Jones thing. I heard some credible rumors months ago. A lot of people did. I won't say them on here, but the trailers that I've seen, they reflect back to those rumors. It looks like it may be true. And if what I'm speculating is true, Indiana Jones is ruined forever. So I hope to God they don't do what I think they're going to, because it's going to piss a lot of people off. But that's Disney for you. So.
Well, I think they should have stopped with the one back in, was it in '08 with the...
Oh, Crystal Skull?
Yeah, Crystal Skull, because I think it was, to me, it wasn't a bad movie. I mean, honestly...
Dude, it was a horrible movie. It was awful.
I liked it. I mean, my favorite...
Oh, I mean, if you liked it. Okay, well, hang on. There are many bad movies that I like. Like, don't let just because somebody tells you a movie's bad, that should never stop you from liking it. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. It's kind of like asking that question of what's the best and what's your favorite of something. That is two totally separate things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see that, because my favorite one, I would say, is Last Crusades. That's not. But
the best Indiana Jones is when he's fighting Nazis. That's when he's at his best. So, you know. But seriously, I mean, that's what it is. So.
Yeah. And honestly, they should not continue. I mean, I don't even know they're continuing where they left off with Crystal Skull. Like, is he still married, and is still they're gonna have that kid around, or what?
Well,
I mean,
Shia LaBeouf is not in this new movie. Have you seen the trailers for the new one?
not really. Like, I seen glimpses of.
In this one, it deals with his goddaughter, and it brings back a lot of the old crew from the first 3 films. So I don't know all the details, because whenever I heard what I did, I kind of like closed my ears and screamed real loud so I wouldn't hear anything else. What I heard the first time was horrible. But, you know, I don't know. Like I said, there's a handful, 5 or 6 on that list that, like the IMDb list that you read off, that I know that are coming out that I'm interested in. But, I mean, Saw X definitely has my attention. So I'm going to be going to see that. I might save that one for Halloween night, because it comes out on the 27th of October. So that might be what I do for Halloween this year. I don't know.
There you go. Why not?
It only comes out. Halloween's only 4 days later, so.
But see, here's the problem, though. I have to resist myself from going to see it prior to that coming out. I know me, and if there's a Saw film in theaters that I haven't seen, I'm going to be like a drug addict looking at a steak that I can't eat. You know, you know, like, people are going to have to, like, take all my money away, hide my car keys, and not let me leave the house for 4 days. Otherwise, I'm going to have to resist, and I don't know how much willpower I actually have. So, we'll find out.
But, no, I bet the theater is probably going to be packed for that showing.
Oh, it'll be huge. It's going, well, the majority of the Saw movies came out on Halloween. I mean, the taglines for the films were, if it's Halloween, it must be Saw. I mean, that's how they marketed these films. So there's a reason why they released it in October, you know, as close to Halloween as they could get it. And, I mean, these marketing people know what they're doing, so it's going to be huge. I mean, it's, as far as I know, it's the only horror film that's coming out in October. So I don't think they even have any competition, which is going to help them out even more. So we'll see.
You figure they should pack that up with all horror from October. Like,
I'm really surprised Scream 6 didn't get released in October on Halloween. I mean, the film takes place on Halloween, like in the movie. Like, it felt like a wasted opportunity not to put it out on Halloween, but I guess they wanted to strike while the iron was hot. You know, so
I'm just waiting. It's already out, right? It's like
Scream 6 came out on March 10th, dude.
Oh, Scream 6 came out a while ago.
It might not even be. It might not even be in theaters anymore. That's how long it's been out.
No, it's already. I think you can go buy it now.
Well, I'll just watch it on streaming. I mean,
I believe, like I said, I think you can buy it on even YouTube now. I'm pretty sure I saw it on one of my deals the other day. But
you could probably buy it digitally, but the Blu-ray probably won't come out for at least another month or two.
No, I saw a cover for the Blu-ray on Twitter not too long ago. I don't think it's in stores yet, but I think you can order it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you can. Put it this way: you were able to pre-order the Mario Bros. Special Edition movie version before the movie even hit theaters.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm sure it's. Yeah, no, they. I mean, because ever since lockdown happened, unnamed sickness, because I don't want to get your stream taken down.
Unnamed sickness.
When you couldn't go to the theater, these studios started releasing their stuff streaming, but they had a contract with the theaters themselves, so they had to renegotiate, and now movies have like a 45-day theatrical release, and then it goes to streaming and for sale. So that's why they're coming out so quick. So,
well, I mean, it's faster than it used to be. Like, it used to
be 90 days.
Here it is. This right here.
Well, I remember, like, we talked about this before. Like, I swear, like, the movie would be out, and then, like, a year later, that's when the tape would come out.
Yeah,
later that year, that tape will come out because they take so long to produce the tape. I mean, it takes forever to record that, while you can stamp a DVD real quick.
Right.
Or Blu-ray.
Right, yeah. It's now all film is, most film is digital these days, even shot. Some films are still shot on film, or some movies are still shot on actual film. Yeah. Most of them are digital, though. So, I mean, it's sped everything up tremendously. So it's easier to get properties out. You know what I mean?
And I kind of like it because, like, gosh, like, right now you can watch Creed 3 right now, and then, like, it's on, like, streaming.
I still need to watch that, by the way. I haven't. I've been busy doing other stuff or watching stuff for review purposes. I haven't even gotten around to it.
So here's what I was talking about real quick with the Mario Bros. Special edition. Right here, so it's a Walmart exclusive. Okay. It comes in this box. It comes the Blu-ray DVD case is shaped like the Mario Superstar. And it houses.
That's cool.
It houses the CDs, and it comes with a stand. The Blu-ray DVD case actually comes with a stand. That's what that silver or gray thing coming out from underneath it looks like.
Oh.
That's only $33. That's not bad. I'm actually going to pre-order that.
That's interesting.
Let me see. It comes out.
So it's a display piece too. So. So hey, you want to watch the Super Mario Bros. Movies? Like, just take that star apart and put the disc in.
Says it doesn't come out until November 2nd.
That's quite a while.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you got to figure, physical. Unfortunately and sadly, more people don't buy physical media anymore.
Oh,
so, no. and even when people do buy movies, they'll just buy it digitally. And I don't understand people like that, because just because let's say you buy it through Vudu or YouTube or whatever. If they decide to take that away from you, they can at any point in time.
Oh, yeah.
So, do you really own that movie? I mean, or are you just renting it forever, basically? So,
that's exactly what it is. There's no physical, like if they want to take it away or change something, they'll go in and
Right.
edit it. Let's say if
Right.
there's something controversial, they'll go
It's
in.
happened so many times. I could sit here and I could go hours on just movies that they don't even allow them to stream anywhere because they've considered them too controversial. I mean, that's for whatever reason. But I mean, whenever I buy films, I like to physically buy the copy and then just get the digital copy with it, so I have both. You know what I mean? It's the easiest, best way. I have it physically. I can watch it at home, or I can have it in my Vudu account on my phone. I've got both of them. It's not hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, the physical price is, how much is usually a DVD cost anyways? We see this one for $33, but
That's not a bad price. $25 to $30. It's not outrageous. You know what I mean? It's the last movie I bought was Terrifier 2 at Walmart, and I bought the Blu-ray combo pack with the digital code and the physical disc, and it was like $25. So, wasn't bad. I mean, it doesn't cost them as much to produce, so they can add a stand-in or a fancy case or whatever. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Right. All right. Well, I think it's time we wrap up the show. We hit the 3-hour mark. Tex,
There you go.
Tex, you've been here for only a half an hour, but I think I'll let you go. I'll let you go first. What's coming up on the Harsh Truth / Casey got taken over?
Harsh Truth and Harsh Truth Light, because Casey doesn't have a channel anymore. Casey doesn't even need to plug, because he has to get an approval list from me for what he can do. But we'll talk after Casey. But no, big week on the Harsh Truth. No entertainment news. But last night we did a Cocaine Bear review on the channel. You can go check that out as soon as we get done here. It's only about an hour long, but it's a fun talk. Frank, Corey, and I had a good time. And then
you said you did that live, right?
Yes, it's a live. Yes, so it's
that,
about an hour
there it
long
is, right there.
on the channel. And I said it was a good talk. We didn't get into a lot of the details, but it was a fun conversation. And if you haven't seen the movie, you should go watch it. But Rose, I'm sure this week is the NFL draft.
Yeah, I saw Frank's tweet earlier about that.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to do Wednesday or not, but I know for sure Thursday night being the first round, Frank and myself, and I don't know who else.
I know J-Man did it with him last year.
I think Casey needs to be there because he knows so much about the college football players and who's going to draft.
Yes. I mean, if you want picks, you come to me. I'm like, I'll tell you.
I feel like, if we want to have a relevant football talk show, Casey Raw needs to be there. That's what everybody says.
Oh, so,
yeah. The guy that only watches the Super Bowl.
Well, it's because all the picks I made was correct, so why do I need to watch the football games? I mean,
Casey already knows who's going to win. He just, he sees it in his head.
That's
He's
right.
like Nostradamus. He just knows these things.
Yeah, so I was like, I only just care about watching the Super Bowl. I at least got to give my viewership for the Super Bowl.
Right, because your one viewership is going to determine whether it's a success or not. That's
exactly.
But yeah, Thursday we're doing a first round draft, the first round of the draft, and like I said, I don't know who's all going to come hang out, but come check us out over on Harsh Truth, and we'll be talking man things and football. And
I see Frank gained a few subs since the last time we had a show. He was at 420.
Yeah, we've picked up a few. We still haven't gotten to 500. I guess people hate cats and dogs, and they want to see them all die. But it's not a race. You got to put your legwork in. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
he definitely deserves way more subs than he does.
He does. He really and truly does. The dude works hard. I'll give him credit for it.
He's way more professional doing this than I can be. Like,
Well, I don't think that's true. I mean, I know we play around with you like that. I mean, you're no more professional or he is than you. It's just different approaches to YouTube is all it is. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. But yeah, like I said, check us out. And, of course, Wednesdays, Fridays over on. I guess Casey has a channel, even though I run.
for now.
I guess Casey has a channel.
For now.
Well, I mean, okay. I guess technically he still has the channel. I'm just the GM of it. So I guess I will allow him to call it the Casey is Raw channel. But it's okay.
Yeah.
Whatever makes him feel good.
We got Wednesday Night Nitro and Friday is Raw.
All right, Casey. I guess it's your turn now. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Casey.
And
Tex, hold on, Tex. You want to fill in for him and tell us about his channel since you're the GM now, or what?
Oh,
Whoa, Frank's catching up to you, Casey. When the fuck did you get almost 450 subs?
I did some. I bought him right.
He was under 400 the last I saw. He was actually jumping.
He traded in a few video games to up his numbers.
And I made a few accounts. I mean,
right? Yeah.
Well, there's this secret. Pretty much, I get like I got 10 subs from doing those shorts recently. So,
cool.
I think a lot of times those shorts are like a cheap way to get views and subs. So
hey, why not, man? Whatever works, you know, man.
Let's see. Casey made a short because he is short. 107 views. Video game console boxes in my collection. PlayStation and Xbox games collection update look. 390.
Yeah. That's done the console boxes. Well, that did okay.
I know there's the angry video game nerd because I watch him for his movie reviews. But you should like kind of copy him and be like the furious video game, you know, unpopular person or something like. Just like
person, yeah.
Be like the Great Value Walmart brand of his channel, just to steal off viewership is what.
Let's see. Technically, that kind of a channel already existed, and it was called the Irate Gamer.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
Well, I'm kind of doing that. Like, I am playing crappy version of games. Like, you can see right there, like, Pit Fighter. Even though it was not as bad as I thought it was, but China Warrior, I knew that was pretty fucking bad, and Pac-Land's horrible.
Oh, no. The horrible video game reviewer, and you just play video games really bad. That's your whole gimmick.
He does that all the time, so.
Right, well, that's what I'm saying. He's already doing it, so take what you're good at and monetize it, right?
Ooh,
so go on there and talk about it. You have all the knowledge about this stuff. And then just when you play bad, nobody can rag you for it because that's your gimmick. So,
yeah, there you go. And I've been doing arcade games reviews, and I got some TurboGrafx, and I just wrapped up before we started a viewer's request for Big T. I did Beavis and Butthead on the Sega Genesis.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Casey, if you don't have your underwear stretched over your head, running around the house yelling about TP for my bunghole, I'm gonna be very disappointed.
Well, you'll be disappointed then.
Prepare yourself now, I guess.
But
that's fun.
That's pretty much all I got. I mean, there's a few things I got in the can, but I need to work on them. But I'm glad Tex came by because he's like almost like Frank, but he's more like the horror version of Frank.
Oh yeah, no.
Well, he just said you're a horrible version of Frank, Tex. You hear that?
No,
shit?
It's a horror version.
See, you know, he's trying to insult me in front of everybody because he knows I'm going to reprimand him whenever we get off this phone call, and he might get demoted to even further down where he is now. So, but no, I don't want to say it's all.
Hold on, will AJ be promoted to host and I'll be co-host?
Well, of course, no. You're going to be put as like underling, and I'm going to make like AJ host or something. I'll figure it out. I will consider your punishments, and it won't be like eat or do 12 tasks because nobody has that much patience. It'll be something demeaning, and it'll be personal. I'll figure out your punishments. Don't worry.
Was that how many tasks it was? Supposed to be 12 tasks or 10 tasks? I forgot.
Wasn't it 12? It was 12, right?
It was 12, but it ended up being about
9.
It was like 9 or 10. Yeah.
No, it ended up being about fucking 15 because he failed like 5 of them.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. No, I failed probably half the task.
And then we just gave up at like 10 after he failed 5 of them.
I think it was the week after he did the salad, like J-Man, myself, and Rose, and I think there was one other person. We're like, oh, can we just stop this? Like, we just kind of like decided as a group this is not funny anymore, so we're not going to do these. And then Drew kind of let him off the hook and gave us all mercy. It wasn't for Casey's sake; it was for ours. By the way. But,
wow, I lost 2 subs today. That's great. Thanks, guys.
I don't think it's that. I think a lot of times it's YouTube is updating it because
I get unsubbed from channels without me even touching a button regularly. So
yeah,
I don't know.
That's what it is weird. It's like to me, I don't unsub someone unless they did something really horrible. Like I probably won't give them my view if they're not as interesting anymore, but I won't just unsub. It's like, oh, they're crap.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
so this is my stuff. You can see my channel numbers have definitely taken a hit. I haven't been doing much this month. Not focusing too well on things with everything that's gone on this month, and my girlfriend not being around, and kind of want her back, and don't exactly know when she's coming home. She thinks Wednesday. She's not sure with their camping trip and being with her friends. So, and I had a fire that almost took my fucking house down a couple of weeks ago or 12 days ago. Posted about that online, and then I got sick on Tuesday. And yeah, it's just a whole lot of bullshit that I've been dealing with this month. And
sound like you're living in a damn country song.
I am not in the greatest state of mind right now. I told Casey that I kind of didn't even want to do this show tonight, but I pushed myself to do it because we've been trying to do the show for 3 weeks.
Well, there's only one way up. You got to grab them bootstraps.
So,
yeah, I mean, it was fun.
And I did. I haven't been doing much and whatnot, and like I did my first live the other night, and by myself, after Less Than Serious 65, and then between tonight I did 2 live streams in the last 3 weeks before tonight, so I haven't been doing much. But hopefully I'll be in a better mood this week. We're coming down to the end of April, getting into May. Exactly 7 days left of April, so.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully, my girlfriend comes back soon, and I'll be in a better mood when she comes back, and we'll take it from there. And I got one more Mortal Kombat video at least to come out. I started this card game playthrough with Card Fight Vanguard. It's a fun game. I got more of that. I bought this collector's edition for the Meteora 20th anniversary of Linkin Park's Meteora album, which is actually this right here. I did the unboxing video for it, so you can check that out. This thing's actually really fucking heavy. I actually really like this. And then Pokemon card videos. So.
There we go.
And I got more. I got plenty of stuff, on the way. So. With that being said, guys.
Sounds like you got content. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So with that being said, guys, we're over 3 hours. What did TSS is saying? Casey, I will eventually do a video game review, but it's going to be a bit different. I'm still waiting for you to do that, TSS. You mentioned that back in like February or January.
I see what the game, no, what the row says. Like, it's not really a review. I guess what I do is more of a gameplay. That's why I changed it.
That's what I've been saying. You don't really review it. Like you just do like anything what any Let's Player does. You just play and talk over it.
Yeah, because I just give my reactions, and so I was like, okay, I see what he's talking about now.
Right. But I think it's time we wrap things up. We're over 3 hours, about 3:15 now. So I want to say, check out the D-Rod Gaming channel. He's doing a Final Fantasy game now. He'll be doing the new Zelda game in about 20 days when that comes out.
And I will be doing that too. So come watch.
Yeah, Drew will do it better.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Casey's just gonna clout chase off of his friends and create competition. Casey's trying to be the gay AEW of video games.
So
hold on. I mean, with Breath of the Wild, you're doing, you're making your own story. I mean, it's not like it's not like the original Zelda game. You had to follow a set story. You can go wherever.
Oh, I know what you should do, Casey. You should stream like 10 minutes after him on the same night. Be watching him and just do the exact same thing that he does, but do it on your channel. That's what you should do.
Just copy.
Be like, oh, yeah, copy him to a T. Like, I mean, everything. Oh, he went to this village and he killed that monster and he did X, Y, and Z, and just troll the crap out of it. That would be great.
Yeah, that would be great.
Well, actually, he could do one better. He could just download Drew's stream, edit it out, edit all the voice and edit his voice and stuff out of it, like his audio track, and just leave the gameplay track up. And then Casey could just sit there with a controller in his hand and just be pretending to play the game, and do his own commentary over it.
Oh no, Casey,
that's not a bad idea.
Record you playing the controller, right? But show Drew playing the game like you're controlling Drew, who's controlling that controller.
Right.
So just go full on interception with this thing, like it's a dream within a dream within a dream kind of thing. That would be, oh my god, that'd be hilarious. Like, I'm gonna make Drew take a shot of whiskey now. Hit the X button.
The X button. So check out the Derailed Gaming channel. Check out the Derailed Patreon. $1 a month gets you nearly 300 episodes of podcasting gold, as well as all the other Patreon exclusive archive content that's been made over time. Follow me right here on Twitch and YouTube. And Rumble as well. I have a Rumble account where all of my uploads and stuff go to now as well, automatically from YouTube. So subscribe and follow all that stuff. We greatly appreciate it. Get me back to 600 subs on YouTube. That'd be fucking cool.
Subscribe to his shit is what everybody needs to do.
Yeah, and subscribe to all of our shit except for the shit in Casey's pants.
Yeah, no, Casey can't even control his bowels, much less, Casey wants to think he's a threat movie reviewing. Casey doesn't know the difference between a producer and a director on a film. I'm not worried. I'm good. Like, it's cute that he tries, but I just let him play in his own little world. It's fine. So, no big deal.
Follow me, of course, on social media, Twitter especially, so you know when I upload a video and go live. Follow Casey at Casey is Raw on Twitter. Follow Tex at /Revision on Twitter. He doesn't post much, but when he does, it's usually about horror movies and something he's interested in.
Usually,
you might see the occasional hot woman on his Twitter page.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
With that being said, hit the like button on this stream and show us you like this kind of podcast and you want to see more. Because the next episode right now is slated to be May 7th, I believe it is. May 7th.
There you
yeah.
go.
Of course, with the way things are going, and I don't know how much longer I'll be in this house now with my girlfriend having a car and whatnot. And she's going out a lot more. Apparently, she doesn't need me to take as much care of her now, so I'll probably be going back home at some point soon. So I'll be probably discussing that with her when she comes home from her trip, whenever that is. Hopefully sooner than later. But I'll be ending the stream. So hit the like button, guys. Thanks for watching. For Tex, thanks for stopping by. Let's shout out the chat real quick. We will shout out the chat real quick. We had Tony Douglas from the 616 community, TSS, Nani, we had Tex, and it's Steve Callan. Not many people tonight. It's been more of a quiet night, but it is what it is.
Oh, good.
You know, still took my mind off things for a little while, so at least it's still, you know, still glad it did show, but
it was fun.
Thanks for coming by, guys. Thanks for stopping by, Tex. Greatly appreciate it, even though you were here for about 45 minutes. Casey, I'm glad I was able to get a hold of you still, because I kind of left it to like a last-minute thing because I took a nap in the middle of the day. I woke up at 8 o'clock, and I started cooking food. I'm like, shit, I'm going to be late. Let me get a hold of Casey.
Yeah, I figure keep an eye out on it, so I figure you might want to do something, so.
Yeah, so like I said, next show slated to be May 7th. Hopefully we can stick to that schedule. Anyways, guys, for Tex, for Big Tex / Revision, Casey is raw, and apparently raw in the pants. And for myself, The Rose, thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, we'll catch your ass down the road.
Adios.
I think my camera was frozen too.